thanks for what you do with your podcast and all the rest. You're doing a great job. Hope everybody keeps tuning in. You get a lot of good info, a lot of insights, understandings of how to get strong, how to stay strong, how to use your strength.
You do a great job, dude. You make things better than they are in real life, I think.
If you don't follow Massenomics, y'all do it. Social media, website, everything.
Massenomics.
Here we are again. This one's episode 302 of the Massenomics podcast. My name is Tanner.
And my name is Tommy.
Of course, this is recorded live from western, northeast, South Dakota. And we've got a banger here for 302.
Bringing the banger.
We're bringing the heat. We're locked and loaded, as they say in the business. You know what else they say in the business, Tommy?
Read the ads and read them a lot.
That's what they say in the business. Do you know what's in your supplements? If you use Fusion Sports Performance, you always will. Fusion SP prides itself on being fully transparent, never using proprietary blends, and always providing its customers with top quality products.
Would you say they don't ride the line when it comes to proprietary blends?
Never. They offer 2 pre-workout options. They got the Super Soldier pre-workout and the Mad Titan High Stim. The Mad Titan High Stim is a little more hardcore of the two. It's got a little more bite per serving. They got the Healing Factor post-workout, which combines BCAAs and a full serving of creatine monohydrate and other great ingredients to help maximize your efforts in the gym. And then Fusion's Whey Protein Isolate. Not only does it taste great, it also has 27 grams of protein per scoop, 0 fat, low or no carbs. It doesn't contain any soy or gluten, and it will certainly not cause any stomach discomfort. It's available in vanilla of some sort, chocolate fudge, and frosted cinnamon roll flavors. Most of their orders are shipped within 1 business day, and every Fusion Sports Performance product comes fully backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to fusionsp.net, that's fusionsp.net, and use code MASS, M-A-S-S. It'll save you a massive 20% in your order. And they're also now sponsoring good friend of the podcast, Jonathan Oldham. So as if you needed more reasons to go to fusionsp.net and use discount code MASS.
All the reasons.
That's the reasons. Okay, Tommy. Where do we start on this one?
We'll start with the lighthearted stuff first.
Okay.
Are you keeping up on the latest TV phenomena, Tanner?
Tiger King?
Nope, not that one. Euphoria is back, and I guess that's what everyone talks about.
I've heard of that.
I've never watched it. Actually, I've seen like a part of one episode, but
not only have I not watched that, outside of seeing it in the name in one meme today, I've never even heard of it.
Really?
I've never heard that. Until you saying that in this
Never
moment right
heard
now,
it
I didn't
mentioned?
even know what that meant when I saw that meme that talked about Euphoria.
Really?
And not only until now do I understand that was a TV
Jeez,
show.
for a guy that spends a lot of time on the internet, Tanner, I kind of feel like you're under some internet rock sometimes.
Yeah, but I'm in a very narrow
the blinders
scope
are
of
up.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a very, very narrow scope of the internet.
Yeah, I've just noticed a lot of buzz about it, too.
So is it on Netflix or
It's HBO.
Okay.
I think they said it's like I think it said like the season 2 came out, like, was it Sunday night?
Okay.
And it was their biggest like premiere for a show ever.
I never
was
even
like,
heard about
bigger than
series
Game
1.
of Thrones even. Really? Wow, that's shocking. But
It's not TV though. It's HBO.
home box
This episode
office.
also brought to you by HBO. It's not TV anymore. It's HBO.
I kind of assumed you weren't watching Euphoria. That's
I don't know what it's about even. I'm not even
it's
exaggerating
just
in the slightest.
like high school kids just doing drugs and having sex and
okay.
going to parties and
Who hasn't been there before? I don't need a show to tell me that. Huh? I lived it.
yeah, I was there.
Oh, you're thinking Dazed and Confused.
There we go.
I have
yeah.
seen that actually. Now,
Yeah,
you should have just called it Dazed and Confused.
Matthew McConaughey. I forgot to say
do. The one with Ben Affleck and the paddles.
Yeah, that's the one. Yep. Yeah, they're trying to initiate people for the whole show.
Who plays the younger kid, the freshman with the long hair?
I don't know who that. I know who you're talking about. I don't know who that
Was
is.
he on
though.
Third Rock from the Sun?
I never watched that show.
You've heard of Third Rock?
Oh,
from
I know.
The Sun.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've never watched that show. Though.
Better show, I think, than Euphoria. Third Rock from the Sun.
That might be debatable.
I think that was the plot was it was a family of Martians that came and they had to
Seriously?
Yeah, it was a comedy. But I think they were aliens, but they were like
Really?
they were here on Earth, and then they had to
Oh.
because the dad was very like the dad was who who was?
Did he have a tall, pointy head? And he
No,
was a
that's the Coneheads. Can we just keep like?
He just liked to chew on condoms for fun.
Yeah,
like,
can we just like keep
butchering and
like
tying
going
series together?
down the road of things that don't make
Oh
sense?
yeah, and their son, like he had magical powers and he went to a wizard school.
Instead of like the 7 degrees of separation from Kevin Bacon, we can take and like mutate anything into like 7 degrees away from Coneheads
Anything
or
that we
whatever.
make up. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
So no, I haven't seen Euphoria.
All right,
I have
well.
seen Third Rock from the Sun. I haven't seen Coneheads in the last at least 25 years.
I haven't either.
I like
actually
saw
do-
that when I was very little.
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd's in, I think, in
Yeah,
Coneheads.
Chris Farley's in it too.
Okay.
He's the
I wouldn't have even
he's the
remembered
boyfriend to the daughter.
Okay, yeah, I do remember that now, actually. Yeah,
I probably haven't seen it since I was like middle school, I would guess.
yeah. It's been longer than that since I've seen
Got to get it on the list.
Right. Okay, so you haven't watched Euphoria though either.
I've seen like part of an episode, but yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Okay.
Okay, well I guess we covered all of the media then. You've been watching any more John Wilson? Have you made any farther than that?
Not much. I definitely, it's on my list, and we
Okay.
got some other people in our circle watching it now too.
Okay.
Get to talk about it, and it's a great show. I definitely recommend that. But I love that. That's right up my alley
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
That's a home run to me.
it is a home run.
The only problem with those shows is like there's never enough of them.
I know.
It's like,
That's
why
a-
don't they make more Nathan for you?
Actually, I almost wonder if they just run out of like if he gets too big, he's a
right.
victim of his own
That's right,
success.
right.
Guess what? I was all excited this week
It's like
to watch.
Borat. You know, how much longer could
I- Mm-hmm.
Borat be Borat? And it's like, yeah, everyone knows this stick.
Give it a little time though, and I think maybe he's okay. I don't even know what podcast. I was watching a podcast or YouTube video the other day. Oh yeah, I was listening to a podcast, and someone said, "My wife, Borat, nice," and I'm like, I don't hear too many call outs to that anymore.
Yeah.
outside of this, but
There's nowhere right now that I think Borat is more relevant than right here on the Massenomics podcast.
it might be the epicenter of Borat relevance in the world right now.
I actually, full disclosure, I did watch Borat like in the last month.
Did you really?
Borat was on. I saw it on something, and I'm like, I haven't seen that legitimately in like 20 years or something. So I'm like, I'm gonna watch it. I think it really still holds up.
I need to watch it.
You know the part, and you obviously know. I just kind of had forgotten about it. But when he's on the bus with the
college kids.
college kids,
Yeah.
Oof! How does that work? Do they have to give their permission to be on the movie? Because there is no way those guys should have allowed that.
I think they signed off. I'm pretty sure what happens is they sign off before. They say we're filming a thing, they're probably presented it under a different context than what's
Yeah,
actually happening. But
yeah.
I think they said like, hey, we're filming. Can we film this while it takes place?
I mean, that had to have ruined those guys' lives.
I think it kind of did. I think it
had
did cause
to
some
have.
problems.
And if
for
it
him,
was
yeah.
like as of today,
today,
it would like
you would be like
total. Like those guys would be like
in prison.
I mean,
yeah. Oh yeah. You might as well just never plan.
I
on-
would think even today though, if you're one of those guys, you don't almost do anything, and you'd be like, "Oh, weren't you the guy from Borat where it was like awful?"
Yeah. Yeah. But the rest of the movie very funny. Though.
Yeah. Yes.
Let's see. I trade iPod Mini. Is that what?
His neighbor.
Yeah. Whatever his name is.
Yeah. Nobody like him.
Tanner. Just I've noticed, as you get older, just nothing seems to go your way.
As I get older,
as you get older, life
because I'm
just
borderline
gets worse
submasters
and
here.
worse
What day
for you.
is it? I just got only a certain number of days left till I'm full on
You
submasters.
are pretty close there.
Yeah.
I was walking home. I'm in a bowling league. I'm a pretty avid bowler, as everyone
You're
knows.
kind of a bowling guy.
I'm a pretty serious bowling competitor, and walking home from my bowling league Thursday night, because I do live pretty close to the bowling alley, and that was the day. It was like negative 35 outside.
You're like a stone's throw from the
I am
bowling alley.
basically a stone's throw, yeah. And it was really freaking cold that night.
Yeah.
And I was walking, and after a while, I'm like, I'm basically home. I'm crossing the street. I'm crossing the street. There's a little snowbank. Let's pick up the pace a little bit. And I go, doo, doo, doo.
Yeah.
Third step, bam! I hit the ground so hard.
Like, was it like?
Oh, it like my wife was asking, did
Who?
you? How did you catch yourself? I'm like, I didn't catch anything.
yeah.
I hit the ground so hard, and so I'm like laying in the gutter on the street because that's just where I ended up in this pile of ice and snow.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God damn it, really falling down now? And so I scurry my way home, and I get in. And I'm just thinking, whew, that could have been a lot worse. I'm glad that didn't go that way. And then I woke up at 3 a.m. and I woke up because I thought someone like slammed a hammer on my wrist. It hurt so bad. And then I'm laying there and you're doing the thing where you're just getting so mad in your head because you're like, yep, it's broken. I need to go in for x-rays. I'm not going to be able to lift for like a month and a half.
Yep.
Like life is going to get really bad all of a sudden. I sit at a computer typing all day. This is just going to make everything shitty. So the next morning I got up, I bought a wrist brace, wore that damn thing for like 2 straight days. And then I thought, you know what? I think I'm going to come out of it. It still hurts, but I'm happy to report that I was able to squat today. So
Okay.
I can't
Well,
I
that
can't
would
go in
take
a
something
I
to-
can't go in a push-up position yet. That's still not there, but I could squat. So
Slips, trips, and falls are the leading cause of lost time in the workplace environment.
I think it's also something that happens when you get older is falling on the ice and you hurt yourself. Oh, that's what old people do.
Yeah.
No, that's what I did, I guess.
Hashtag masters.
It's coming in hot.
Hashtag scamps.
It's unavoidable.
You know what else we did this weekend, Tommy?
Oh, I know exactly what we did this weekend.
We had ourselves a little party.
We did, and it was a good time.
Speaking of things that happen when you get older, I felt so awful on Sunday, the day after, and I thought this is the worst I felt in a very long time. And it made me never want to drink again.
Was fortunate enough to be able to sleep in until about 8:30,
Yeah.
and I felt pretty damn good that day. I drank a lot of beers, that's for sure. I didn't take any shots or anything, so that worked out in my favor. But I didn't feel great, but I thought a lot better than I thought I was going to. So
if you haven't picked up on it by now, we're talking about, of course, the Massenomics gym party. That this was the 4th one we've had. We've had skipped the last couple of years, but this was our first one for the last few years, and we had it in my garage this time. First time in that particular venue.
Mm-hmm.
It
was a great venue for it.
It worked. I think it worked pretty well. And we didn't have to rent out another place, which is,
and worry about cleaning it the next day.
I mean, I still had to clean it the next day, but
like to someone else's.
right.
You know, where they're gonna.
But the
find
cleaning
or
it the next day was still very. I was like, ugh.
Was it stinky in there? Not too
Not
bad.
like the house after your.
Well, back in the first couple gym parties, we were like playing like beer pong
Right,
and
that makes
tippy
it
cup, and
much more stinky.
like half of every beer is getting spilled on the floor.
But we did have a good crowd. You know, we gave away a bunch of the very limited royal blue Massenomics gym tees, which
I forgot to grab mine.
Oh yeah, you still got to get one. Well, we still got some, so we have not ever released those to anyone to buy because those have just been actual gym member exclusives. But who knows? Maybe if there's some left over, we'll pop them on for sale for just a few to sell there. There was some people. It went into the wee hours of the night though.
So it was because we show up and we had pizza and we ate a lot of pizza. And I think you made the comment like, damn, you don't realize how many pizzas like this many people can plow through.
I hadn't even gone up to eat yet. And I went on, I'm like, all the pizza's gone. And then there was like
a few stacked
2 layers.
Because that was my first thought.
There was like 4 or 5 untouched pizzas. Then I'm like, oh, thank God.
And that was my first thought because everyone else kind of went through the line. And by the time I got through, I thought, whoa, there's nothing left. And then you said, oh, no, I found some more here.
Yeah,
and so then I went through a couple more times. But
right. But it was the next morning, the only thing, there was half of one slice of pretzel pizza.
Is that all left?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the numbers worked out pretty good there. But yeah, it was a relatively tame party. You know, people were talking, catching up. You know, being part of the noon crew, I hardly see any of these guys anymore. So got to reminisce about the old nighttime crew back in the day. So that was kind of fun. And then I want to say it was about 9 o'clock. The numbers really dropped.
They did.
And I think we all kind of, the remaining few looked around like, is this what's happening? Is this what's going on? But then that crew from 9 on was there for the night.
We pulled, the larger group was there for maybe 3 hours. So then the small group of us was there for like 5 more hours.
Because we stayed, was it about 1:30-ish?
Yeah, I think it was about 1:30.
And we pretty much all hunkered down around a table and just sat and drank and talked about stuff.
Yeah.
There was a lot. It was so Caden.
Yes. Caden, big Caden, member of the gym.
The token 21-year-old that was there.
Well, what I would say is I got like 35-year-old drunk, but Caden got 21-year-old drunk.
And I totally forget. When you are 21.
He was the MVP of the party.
He was the MVP. When you're 21, drinking is like, it is a thing, man.
Yeah.
Like, we are going for it.
Yeah.
And you also forget when you were 21, it wasn't just one person doing that. It was everyone was acting like that.
Yep.
And so it was, and we had like Ross and some people really getting him going too, like
Yes.
pushing him. So it was really funny to watch.
He put down a solid 12-pack of Twisted Teas.
I didn't know people put down 12 Twisted Teas. I didn't know that was a thing.
And then, like, he brought a
I
12-pack
know.
of Twisted Tea, drank all of those, and then every time I looked over, the little shooters of like Fireball and everything, he was doing another one of those. Like, he probably polished off at least 6 of those.
Yep. And then he started doing, I think, drinking Bush Lights.
Yep,
We had some of those in front of us.
Yep. It was
you had your big
an
cooler in the
impressive
corner.
performance.
He did end up with a bloody nose. So
Someone told him there was something about push-ups, and he started doing push-ups, and I think he may have went down too far and hit his nose on the ground and had a bloody nose from it. And
there was a lot of talk as these things go about who can bench more and
getting
who's-
people riled
and
up
who's
about
stronger, which is the best drunk conversation when people get really
especially at a
passionate.
gym party.
Yeah, when people get really passionate about who is stronger, that's I love those conversations.
Yeah.
They're so funny.
It was fun. So that was gym party. Well, I mean, I guess we'll have one another year. My thing was, if nobody shows up, I guess this will be the last one. But I think there was a good enough turnout
There
that
was
it
enough
must
people
go on.
to push it another year.
Maybe we'll do an interim party like in the summer.
Ooh, I think that'd be a good idea.
Because it was pretty fun, and
Yeah.
the way we did it was pretty manageable.
I'd be
and-
totally down for a summer party.
yeah. Like
There's nothing to clean up besides garbage.
that's true.
You know?
That's even better.
You don't have to worry about.
But the worst part about having my garage, I had to spend like 3 hours prior cleaning it up and stuff. Making sure.
in the yard, you can just literally throw a case of beer and say, "Go nuts, people!"
Yeah, I'd be like, "Go get him, Caden."
Go shoo.
No Discord members showed up.
Yeah.
Like that weren't gym
The
members.
invitation was open.
Little
we saw a
disappointed
lot
about
of we saw a lot of Google Map screenshots.
Yeah,
Surprising number of people live 20 plus hours away,
almost everyone.
which seems like it's almost hard to do when you're not on one of the coasts. But
We're a geographical oddity.
we
20
are.
hours away from everything.
That's just how we do. Tanner, did you know this podcast is brought to you by a certain sponsor?
Tell me more.
This podcast is brought to you by SPUD Inc. and the Squat Max padded overachieve adjustable hip belt. Are you with me?
What?
Are you following?
So far, so good.
The overachieve adjustable hip belt made is truly one of a kind. It features 7 adjustable lengths to accommodate athletes of all shapes and sizes. It also features built-in padding to provide comfort during use. Their adjustable belt squat belt can be used with any belt squat machine on the market. It's no secret that the belt squat is one of the best exercises for all athletes. Not only does it allow you to overload your legs, but it also keeps the stress down on your lower back and shoulders, and I think we can all appreciate that.
Absolutely.
The belt squat should be a mainstay in athletes' programs, especially those who are in season or suffering from low back or shoulder problems. There is no substitute. The overachieve adjustable belt squat belt can also be used for sled pulling, weighted dips, pull-ups, chin-ups, and more. Check out the SPUD Inc. Squat Max padded overachieve adjustable hip belt, squat belt, squilt belt online at spud-inc-straps.com.
Very good. Quick sack segment.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, real quick one.
Okay.
You already saw I have mine of this, but this is yours.
Yeah,
This is
awesome.
courtesy of the Strength Co.
Yeah.
It is a hat. There was some confusion around this, So it turns out you can buy their hats. It's their
the
cats. You can't buy
the cats that the rule
And
goes
Grant
on?
said he couldn't round up any feral cats of those feral cats to send us that he was talking about.
Uh-huh.
So just for now, at least the hats.
Okay. Yeah,
So-
that makes sense, I guess.
But I busted out mine at the Massenomics gym party.
Yeah, my melon's too big. I gotta adjust this sucker.
Yeah, I'm to the
Kind of a big head guy, a little bit.
sort of a big head guy
Yeah,
over here. Yeah, I usually am like on the last couple on those. And there's
Yeah.
people with way bigger head than me that I don't
know.
know how some people even wear hats at all.
I think some people just don't.
That's I guess
I'm trying to think.
That's
I
it.
think I've seen a guy without a hat on
But
before.
I put one of them on and threw back some Twisted Teas this weekend, and
Yeah.
boy was it good.
It's kind of like the uniform of partying, right?
Yeah, Twisted Tea now sponsoring the Massenomics podcast.
Tanner, thank you, Strength Co for this beautiful hat.
Maybe we should talk about supporting our
Oh,
members
yeah,
too,
yeah,
just for sure. Do that while they're still with us, before they go to a better place. So supporting our supporting members. Great segment we've got, and what this is, if you're new to supporting our supporting members, we have the Massenomics podcast supporting members, and that's a community of people that have chosen to support the Massenomics podcast monetarily, emotionally, physically,
Mostly financially.
Yeah, mostly financially, and they get a lot of benefits from supporting us. One of them is they get to be on our Discord community.
They get to tell their family members and coworkers that they're a part of it.
Yeah, there's a discount code out there, a whole bunch of other stuff. But one of the more recent developments is they have this special segment dedicated to them each week called Supporting Our Supporting Members, where we highlight a few of them that are doing something or
Their
or,
personal accomplishments.
Yeah. So this week, big Keith Honeycutt, we wanted to support him because he was featured in Garage Gym Competition. They did a post about him today and a write-up on him about him and his gym that he's got going on. He does have a really, really awesome gym. Is the No Wine Cellar. Go check it out. Check out that post on Garage Gym Competition. Don't miss it. The other thing I would mention, supporting our supporting members, Big Brandon signed up for now our highest level this last week of supporting membership. And because it's the highest level, he was able to name it the pierogi level.
Mm-hmm.
The $50
that is
level.
the crowning achievement.
Yes. So, you know, if
Everyone
you want to do,
else is below him.
if someone wants to do $100 a month supporting level, we will allow you to name that.
We will not be the ones to
Almost
stop
nothing
you.
is off limits for the name.
We will not stop anyone from achieving their goals.
Yes.
In the race for the biggest supporting member level.
So that's supporting our supporting members. Thank you, supporting members. And if anyone else wants to know more about the Discord community, it's a very active community. I would mention you can
Very active.
Just hop on our site. What's the or specific?
For this one, massenomics.com/join.
Okay.
Yep, it'll take you right to the sign up page. Enter in your info. You'll get a little email with an invite, and then you're ready to party.
And it's all history from there.
Tanner, do you want to play a little game? Just a little game, not a big game, but a little game.
Okay, and for this week again, it's for sure not
It's. I can't tell you what it is until you say yes or no.
Okay.
It could be
I'll
kind
do
of
it.
saw-ish, but
Okay.
it might not be.
I'm hoping again for not saw.
Okay. So this is our second ever installment of Tanner Explains the Midwest.
I got a lot of good feedback
Did
on
ya?
this one from a lot of people that said, I really hope that this sticks around for a while.
Well, it's going to stick around
Midwest intensifies.
for at least a little bit. For people that are not familiar with this segment, in this segment, I bring up several Midwest topics, vocabulary, cultural items, and Tanner tries to break it down for the people that are not locals.
Put it in layman's terms. All the normies that are more coastal.
Some of these things are Midwest specific. Some of these are pretty South Dakota specific. Some of these are maybe even Aberdeen specific.
Yeah.
Western Northeast South Dakota specific.
Yep.
So it's just a little taste of our part of the world over here.
Yes.
Are you ready to play, Tanner?
Oh, I've just been so ready right now.
Okay.
I've been ready all week.
I'm excited because this week, it's only the second week, and I already like to say that this is a special edition of the game. Already,
Okay.
our second week in,
Okay.
a very special,
Yeah, all right.
very special version of the game for our second week.
I like where this is headed.
The theme of tonight's show is Tanner Explains the Midwest, Vague Geography Edition.
Oh,
Okay. Are you ready to play?
Yeah. My gears are turning.
First question. Where are the hills and what are they?
The hills. That's somewhere when you live in our area. That's where you go recreationally for a number of reasons. Maybe it's just vacation. It's a getaway. And the hills, when someone's going to the hills, they're going to the Black Hills of southwestern South Dakota. It's where Mount Rushmore is in the Black Hills. The Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. Sturgis itself is...
It's kind of like right at the
Yeah, it's at
foothills of the hills. But
you
people
drive,
kind of assume it.
but Rapid City would be one of the, is the largest
Deadwood.
town. Yeah, historic Deadwood, Spearfish.
It's the hills.
It's the hills. But that's what, if someone's going to the hills, they're usually going there on a weekend. They're probably going to Deadwood or Rapid City. Maybe they're going skiing at Terry Peak. But that's where they're headed, the Black Hills.
All right. You passed.
The hills
Question one.
themselves are not black. It's more of the appearance at a distance. All the coniferous trees
Give the
that
illusion
grow.
of the
Yeah, they
blackness,
look.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never got the impression that it's black when I'm out there.
No.
I don't even know if I've really ever got the impression of from a distance that it's that black looking.
Yeah.
But I probably don't get out to the right spots. Okay.
You have to take a look next time you're at the hills.
Question number 2, vague geography edition of Tanner Explains the Midwest. What is the river?
Oh, the river. This actually goes back to last week's episode a little bit where we talked about whether you are West River or East River. So the river, if you're in South Dakota, is the Missouri River. There are many other rivers. Local to us would be the James River, which is not an insignificant river. But if someone says the river, that means they're going to the Missouri River. So like maybe out to Pierre would be a common place, or that's about the center of the state, or more northern would be Mobridge, more southern would be Chamberlain.
Or more resort, I should say more fishing destination, Akaska. Right?
Akaska, yep. So that's Oklahoma. You know, there's a few different ones, and a lot of times you're out there walleye or you're fishing at the river. I'm not a big fisherman myself, but
I've never fished on it ever.
But if you are, people do a lot of it. A lot of people travel to the Missouri River, aka in this case the river, to go fishing. I mean, I think that's what else do you do on the river?
I suppose you could go swimming or something,
Yeah.
but I don't know if. I mean, people do, but I don't think that they make a trip out there to go swimming. Like they make a trip to go fishing, right?
Right, I think so.
Okay, so you passed that one too, Tanner.
Okay, good.
Okay, question number 3, vague geography edition of Tanner Explains the Midwest. What are the cities?
The cities. These are all good. I get the theme here.
Vague geography.
So the cities, if you're
if people weren't paying attention, so far we've covered the hills, the river. Now we're talking the cities.
Yeah. So for the hills and the river, we're headed west. Now to the cities, we're going east. To Minneapolis, St. Paul are the Twin Cities, or more commonly known around here, the cities. So if you're going to the cities, you're headed east, about a 5-hour drive. Is that about
For
right?
us, yeah, about 5 hours.
From northeast South Dakota to get to the cities. And that's, of course, if you're going to go to a Vikings game, a Twins game, a Wild game, go to the Mall of America, Timberwolves game.
Go to IKEA,
shopping,
maybe.
The Mall of, did I say the Mall of America? Yeah, just going around to like ride the public transit.
Yeah.
You know, any of that stuff. That's where you
cities.
go, the cities. Buy used gym equipment. That's where you gotta go.
That's probably the main reason you go, isn't it?
Yes.
When was the last time you were in the cities, Tanner?
Oh, it's been a little while now. It's been 2 years.
For me, it was the year the Arnold got canceled. We went I didn't plan on working or anything.
Yep.
We got to do something, so we went to the cities. That was the last time I went.
Yep.
Like to go back. Used to go a lot. A lot of fun stuff to do there.
There is.
All right. Final question. Vague geography edition of Tanner Explains the Midwest.
Okay.
What is the Corn Palace?
The Corn Palace. So we've went west, we've went east. Now we're going slightly east, but more south than anything, to Mitchell, South Dakota.
Is it slightly? Oh, yeah, it is just like a little bit east, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit, not
Yeah,
very much,
yeah.
but mostly south, I guess, is what I would say from here. You're going to Mitchell, South Dakota for the Corn Palace. It is a building.
Maybe.
I wouldn't say a palace.
Is auditorium the right word, maybe?
Yeah, well, I mean, like the Mitchell Cornhuskers, that's the high school there, and they play basketball in the Corn Palace. So there's a I went to a state tournament, basketball tournament at the Corn Palace one year where like the girls basketball tournament was there, and it's decorated on the outside with corn every year. And I think, do they have to like redo it every year?
I think they do. I'm pretty sure they do.
And it's decorated with
husks of corn.
Well, and it's like the corn, like
the colors of the corn.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I don't know, for lack of the better political correct term, it's Indian corn is what, like, it's the corn with
That's-
like the
yeah.
multiple colored kernels.
That's
you know?
how it was always
I don't know
told
if there's
to
a
us.
different, better name for that,
I
but
have
that's
no
what
idea.
it's always been called to have to describe it in a way. And it is cool looking. I have not been up close to it since I was like a senior in high school,
That
though.
would
So
probably be about.
I don't
it for me
even
too.
really know exactly what it looks like up close on that exterior, like the facade that creates the corn exterior.
Yeah. Plus, it is kind of like ornate and like doesn't have some kind of like peaks that are overly decorative on top and all that stuff too, or on the corners.
It does almost like a Middle Eastern structure.
That is the good way to describe that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, not in a way of what you would consider like traditional American building.
No, but I don't, since it's been so long, I don't know how big the place actually feels like when you walk up to it.
I'm curious.
I don't know if it
too.
just feels like your average little, civic arena in our case here, or if it feels like there's more to it.
Biggest superstar to ever play there.
Mike Miller, of course, and went on
NBA
to
Rookie of the Year, and
and I think that they might have won the national championship with the Florida Gators. If they didn't win, they were in the Final Four.
Yeah, that's right. That's
and
right.
They had a really good team. There's some other guys that went on to go to the NBA from that Florida Gators team, and he won the won a championship ring with LeBron James in the Heat.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent 3-point shooter.
Yeah, he actually had a couple of clutch ones, right?
Yeah,
and then the
he
series
was didn't even he didn't move near as well as he used to by that point in his career, but at certain points in his career, he was like 20-some points per game average guy. He was a scorer, absolutely.
From humble South Dakota beginnings.
Yeah.
Fun guy to get on the podcast sometime, right?
We've talked about it. If we can
If only we had that reach, huh?
Yeah, someday.
Well, okay. Tanner, I am happy to report that you did pass Tanner Explains the Midwest.
Okay.
Special vague geography edition.
I mean, I think I think I nailed it all again,
you did.
right?
You nailed it all.
It helps that I am from here, also born
You really
and
have
raised.
the inside look at how that all goes.
Yeah, it'd be more embarrassing when I eventually get them all wrong. I'll be like, geez, do I have to move away now? Am I banished? What if I didn't know where the Corn Palace was? I was like, is that in Huron? Or?
What are you talking about? Like a grain elevator?
Speaking of things, can I tell you about Hybrid Performance Method?
Please.
Hybrid Performance Method is your solution to strength. No BS training, nutrition, and education for the hybrid athlete. Get access to proven training programs that have delivered life-changing gains and podium finishes for thousands of people. Take your training and nutrition to the next level. Get a personalized nutrition plan, plus a dedicated coach in your corner, helping you navigate your nutrition journey. Head into every workout and every day knowing that you will be challenged and end the day better than when you started. Visit them at hybridperformancemethod.com. Follow them everywhere else at Hybrid Performance Method. When you're signing up for them, you sign up, make sure to use our discount code, which is MASS, M-A-S-S. That'll save you a massive 5% off for the entire life of any of your memberships there, whether it's training, nutrition, their app, any of that, 5% off forever, as long as you're alive. Discount code MASS, hybridperformancemethod.com.
Good stuff.
Now, so we have a special episode today. It's a kind of a co-podcast with us and the Let's Get Stupid podcast. So this will be published as a Massenomics podcast episode, as well as a Let's Get Stupid podcast episode.
First time ever doing anything like this.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm not completely sure. The reason I'm talking and saying more words is that I'm not completely sure if they're ready right now.
Well, if they're not ready, we can. Well, I got some stuff we can talk about a little bit.
I'll shoot them a message. Yeah. Did you have something? We'll see what he says. I'll just cut you off.
Big Lou said, I hear Hybrid's having a meet this weekend. Speaking of recent sponsors we just read about.
Good point. Yeah, it's the Hybrid Showdown down in Miami, party in the city where the heat is on all night in the city till the break of dawn. Welcome to Miami. So we got John Hack competing. Of course, always.
He is at okay.
Always one of the stars of the show, and then Jamal Browner is their headliner. I would say that's going on there. So it's like, is Jamal gonna pull 1,000 pounds? But these guys are ready. So
all right, get them on. Do you want to keep the Discord or send them?
Up to you. Dealer's choice.
You got to put it on me. I guess I put it on you. They're saying keep. Maybe we'll keep them around for a few minutes.
Okay, we'll just keep them and then just randomly just get rid of them.
Yeah, we'll just cut the cord.
Whenever something's really getting good,
they'll think their internet went out and they'll be messing with it only to realize no.
Yeah. All right, we'll try the Toms here.
Fuck is that? Hello? Is that my phone?
Is this thing live?
Oh, we are live in the fucking Badlands somewhere. What in the hell is going on? Can you swear in this podcast? It's our podcast. We do whatever we want.
Yeah,
no,
it depends on which podcast we're talking about.
Oh, you're in our world now. I have no idea where I'm at.
this is pretty amazing. We got 3 Toms and a Tanner.
I
on this
feel
thing.
really kind of shitty being the only not Tom here.
Yeah, you might as well get off. We talked about that. I actually was texting Tommy on the side. We get that Tanner guy off for just one episode. Maybe get Tom Finn Sr. over here.
Is there do you know anyone named Tom that you could have fill in?
Yeah, we got Tom Finn Sr., my old man. He's actually here right now drinking beer over at the bar.
Pappy?
Yeah, Pappy's here. He doesn't want to get out. He doesn't want to talk. He's too nervous. Very intoxicated. He's got fake teeth. He's afraid that they're going to fall out. I spit them out earlier.
What were you guys talking about before we called you here?
Just how great you guys were. Tom's addicted to Kratom now.
Oh.
I just found Kratom. It just made its way into my house. I said, Chris Bell gave me a shitload of that, and I got an airplane when it first came out. I thought I was going to get arrested.
Well, have you taken any of it yet?
No, I have not. Tom did. He said he saw visions. I thought I
don't really know what it is.
There's like green stuff, and it's supposed to be like lighter. So I took like 5 pills, and I felt like, oh, this is actually pretty good. Then there's then I'm like, oh well, what's stronger than this? I'll get the white stuff. So I got this white pills. I'm like, well, of course I'm going to take 5. And I thought I could hear colors. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, this is too much. It's like heroin.
Isn't it supposed to be like opioids, kind of? Is that the thing?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tom's addicted to it. Nootropic. I had it twice today.
How are you going to wean yourself back off of it?
With heroin. Yeah. Only one way to go from there. It's going downhill. All right, fast.
So are you guys in Chicago right now?
No. We are way in the outskirts of. We're in the cornfield, hour and a half woods west.
Okay.
There's not a neighbor for miles where we're at right now, and we're in a barn with a cat that's been destroying our equipment all night. And it's about 29 degrees in the morning.
How's your driveway these days?
Not good. It actually warmed up a little bit today, so it melted most of the ice because Mrs. Barbell couldn't get out. I had to push her out yesterday to get out of the driveway. So I'll give her a push.
Hey,
don't mow another man's lawn.
One of our listeners, also one of your avid listeners, Big Keith Honeycutt.
Keith.
Yeah, he actually we were talking too. It's funny how many of listeners that we have in common that we'll hear brought up on your that you guys talk about that are also big listeners of the Massenomics podcast too.
We're gonna get a lot of crossover listeners.
Yeah.
A lot of losers. A lot of losers out there.
He said, drinking game for this episode. Take a drink if you hear "Shut up, Karen," "Bell, you cocksucker," "Okay, bye," "Lineman," "Mackie," "Shanks," "Barn," or "Bionic elbows." Oh
God, Shanks and Barn have already been brought up like 20 times, so they're probably fucked up right now. Wasted. Tom almost killed Shanks already today. It's a prison cat, dude. It doesn't have house rules. It's got no rules, and it wants to fight constantly. It's not good. So what's going on out there in the Badlands?
Not too much. We're just over here podcasting. We do this. It's kind of funny. You guys usually record on like Tuesday or Wednesday nights then too, huh?
Yeah, typically like Wednesday. Lately, it's been like every Wednesday like 8 or 9 at night. It's like the exact same time. Probably the last year we've been doing it.
Are you guys trying to copy us, just like those silicone pint cups?
Yes, we. That's the first thing I told Tom. Well, hold on. Actually, Tom took a picture of his new setup, and I said, "Are you in the Massenomics podcast room now, or where are you at?" Yeah, I screenshotted your YouTube. I'm like, I gotta see this guy's setup because I'm like, where's your fucking equipment? It looks just like your setup. So I like mocked it, but I went to there's a Massenomics sign and everything. Yeah, I went to an old lady's. I went to an old lady's house and I got these 2 retro chairs for $50.
Nice.
I'm like, oh, this is perfect, just like Massenomics. And I got this little table. It's in between us. Yep. And then I got Massenomics drawn on a piece of paper. Like, very shittily. Right behind the big chairs, just like they're neon. Yeah, and then he put a little neon rope around. Yeah, same thing.
So you guys aren't there tonight, though. You're at in the barn.
Yeah, we flip-flop weeks. Yeah. Because Finn decided to move an hour and a half away from me, so we got to share the drive,
Is it actually that far?
No, it's probably 15 minutes at least. Okay. It's not bad. It's just Tom's more towards I don't know, bigger towns.
I've got about a 7-minute drive to get over here to Tommy's house, and I think that's bad enough when I leave at about 11 at night, and I'm like, geez, I got to make the drive home. That lucky guy, he just gets to crawl right into bed. Yeah. And
I'm already sleeping by the time you're getting to your driveway.
I know, it's so good when you're at your house.
Yeah.
And then Tom leaves. I'm hammered, drunk. I need to go right to my bed. Yeah. It sucks when I have to leave Tom's house. I'm like, oh man, Jesus, take the wheel, and I hope I make it to work in the morning. I got pulled over that one night. That wasn't good. But everything was fine. I didn't have any cocktails. The guy knew who I was and let me go.
He's like, you're that Huck Finn barbell guy. I saw you at the Bears game.
You want a flannel? No, he goes, I said something. He goes, yeah, I know who you are. And then looks at me and then takes my stuff and then goes back to his car. I'm like, oh, shit, is either really good or really bad?
Yeah.
And it turned out to be good. So,
we were talking. It's funny. There's quite a there are a lot of similarities between our two podcasts too. You guys kind of do a similar thing that we do. That you're both still working your full-time jobs and you're I don't know. I mean, Kallas, you talk about it too. It's like the working man lifter, but it's also kind of like the working man other business at the same time kind of thing too.
Right.
And and everyone knows me for my bench press and Tanner for a squat. So like it's a lot of really the
not
same
quite
things.
as much that part of it.
yeah, maybe in your town.
That's actually about right. Yeah. That's fair.
It's crazy. I mean, we both. I don't know. I don't really know you guys like what you guys do for work at all.
Well, Tommy's a banker.
That's what Tom was telling me a couple weeks ago. What do these guys do for their jobs?
I'm the banker.
Tanner.
Oh, Tanner's a banker. What kind of banking are you in?
Agricultural banking. So farmers,
people right.
growing corn and soybeans and wheat.
And then the other guy, what is it, bartender, right? At the bar or something you were saying?
I got a graphic design website business.
Yeah, Massenomics. You know what? Yeah, it's a t-shirt company. Yeah, we already know what that is.
Never heard of it.
That's a fancy word for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that's what we do full time. And we talk, or you kind of watch people that want to start stuff, and we talked about this on recent episodes too with some other people, but the idea that everyone wants to jump in whole hog on like the side business thing that they want to get going, and you can go a long time. Like you can really something can build up a lot of traction and stuff with keeping your other a full-time job, and we both have wives and kids and families and all that stuff too. Like it just takes a lot of hours, I guess, but it can all be done.
It takes a lot of hours, man. Like me and Tom, pretty similar. And I have me and Mrs. Barbell run two separate companies, right? And then I have my full-time job, which is a prison guard. And then we have, a family, kids and shit, and all that other shit that goes along with all that. Then the training on top of it. So it's a lot. I work 8 hours at my job, sometimes more. And then I come home and try to focus on immediately my business and my training and then the kids and everything else. So it's not much sleep and just, but I love the other shit. The other shit's my favorite. Once I get out of my working for the man, I love working for myself.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't seem as much like work. It is work.
Right. It's always better when you're working for yourself.
Oh, yeah, because you're making your own money. The only thing that sucks is when you have to pay the government. I'm like, these guys didn't do anything for me. I did this all myself. I thought all this stupid shit.
That part is a little annoying when you read.
It's way different when it just comes out of your check and you never have it. But once you have it, then you got to give it back. That's when it hurts the most.
I really kind of wanted to hang on to that.
You don't know it's getting taken from you when you get your check in the mail, or whatever. You get the direct deposit now. But that's fucking sucks.
Was that Shanks?
Yep. Tom just threw Shanks across the barn. It's coming back for more.
No, I don't throw him across the barn. I set him down gently to the side. Okay. Might let the listeners get confused. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm like, I always like kind of tell people like, because I've known guys that I'm going to quit my full-time job and I'm going to make this product. I'm like, you might want to make the product before you start quitting your job, dude. Like, you might want to make sure that everything's going to pan out. Like, if it doesn't, you got something to fall back on. It's more time, but it's more security as well.
You got your job, then you got 8 hours to do a different job, which is whatever your business is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we all, maybe it's a little different if you're a single dude out there and stuff. But when you have a family and like other responsibilities, it doesn't really work that way. Like, not if you're going about it the right way, at least.
Yeah, just jumping out of the plane with no parachute. Well, I hope I don't die.
Yep. So what do you guys got cooking for the podcast? Another thing too is you guys have just been doing it for a really long time now. How many episodes are you guys at?
This is 110. This is actually our 2-year anniversary.
Yeah. I was
We
planning
started
on a
about
big episode
Yeah,
tonight.
we
but
kind of
Tom-
flatlined with you guys. But we
No,
already
this
planned it,
this
so
is the big episode. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is it.
This is the Grande episode.
This is as good as it gets. It's downhill from here, Tommy.
So what do you plan for the next? I mean, obviously you guys want to keep it rolling. Are you guys? You've had more guests on lately and stuff too. Are you going to keep going that way? You think?
Yeah, we're the guest thing is nice because like me and Finn, we got the gift of gab, right? So we could sit there and bullshit, like for the most part, like for at least an hour and a half every time we talk.
We
if
never
I-
plan anything. You guys plan anything?
well, we don't plan a fucking thing, dude.
You guys have I seen you guys have like papers in front of you.
Yeah.
Well, we have
professionals.
papers for our ads, but what we do is before we get started, we have to write down our things or we forget what we were going to talk about. So like, oh, I wanted to talk about this. I want to talk about this. We just make a checklist.
We'll spend like 30 minutes before we start recording, just kind of talking about some of the things we want, that we want to talk about.
Me and Tom talk about everything for 30 minutes. Don't write anything down and be like, oh, we should have took the mics out.
Yeah.
The mics out.
Yeah.
We fucked that up constantly. And I even got to a point where I go, get in my fucking basement now. Shut up, get your headphones on.
Just put the headphones on.
We're gonna bullshit. I'm like, this is good stuff. People want to hear this.
And that's what we'll
I'm
do.
like,
We'll say,
damn it.
we'll say something. We're like, I'm going to hold off. I got to wait. I got to wait to talk about it on the podcast.
We'll be
'Cause,
like
yeah.
at the gym at the same time. It's like, no, we can't talk about let's not talk about that yet. We got to save that for
Right.
Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Wednesday Night Thunder.
Yeah, no, we like getting different guests on because one, it gives us a break. We get to learn about somebody new. Gives the fans something else to listen to besides Tom and Tom, and I like getting it open for them.
I like doing more in-person stuff, but it's fucking hard.
In person,
Yeah.
we did like a 3-hour interview in person before.
Yeah.
Like on the phone, it's like 30, 45, maybe if it's John Anderson, it's going to be fucking 3
Yeah.
hours. But
You actually don't even need to ask John Anderson a question.
You could just walk away.
No,
and
he just
he'd
goes
take it.
off.
I'm
He's
not
still talking.
I'm not lying. When he was on, there might have been a stretch where he talked like for 15 minutes plus
I
without us
actually-
even saying a peep.
I'm not sure if we actually said more than 3 questions the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, same with us.
yeah, he just goes and goes. I'm like, I guess we're not going to answer any of these questions. Sorry.
Yeah.
We don't have this much recording room right now. Sorry.
Oh, I love John Anderson, though.
He's
fucking
good.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, he can talk.
do you guys have anyone coming up soon that you got planned that we can steal and try and get before you do?
Yeah, we do have this guy named Hulk Hogan coming on very soon.
Never heard of him?
That
Yeah,
would be a good
and-
one.
And Stone Cold Steve Austin.
We're
I've
trying
got,
to get Brock Lesnar, so we'll race you to
That's
that.
your
he's-
neighbor.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
He lives right above you guys, I thought.
Basically, yeah.
Steve Austin, he texts me all the time, especially recently. He texted me the other night, Monday night. I was in bed. It was like 12:30 at night, right? I woke up to like 4 text messages from Stone Cold Steve Austin. I about shit.
So
And it was like some stupid videos or something, like they were funny. And I was like, oh shit.
So have
Steve
you
Austin is sending me videos.
have you thought about asking him yet, or do you kind of not want to? Like,
I don't know. I don't want to bother.
Right,
I don't know.
right.
It seems weird.
Right.
I know him, but I don't know him.
right,
So
Finn doesn't want him to stop texting.
right.
yeah, I don't want him to stop
Don't want to burn
texting me.
that bridge. so-
Right.
Hey, you want to get on my podcast?
Yeah.
What the fuck? He never texted me again.
And then he's like, "Damn it! Now you're just another guy that wants
Yeah,
something
you just
from
got
me."
to nurture
yeah.
that plant, let it grow for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna keep having watering it.
You got to water the seed. Yeah, we got a couple connections through like Jacob Ross. He has he's another former pro wrestler, that Bongo guy.
Okay.
I'm not going to give you the right name because you'll steal him. Probably plan it for the same
What'd you say
Wednesday
that
or
guy's phone number was?
Actually got his number. But like, yeah,
They got Cowboy Cam and Jacob Ross on next week.
shit. Dan Bell again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, we kind of fly by the seat of our pants, If I see somebody on Instagram, I'll just like DM them, like, hey, you want to get on our podcast?
Yeah.
that's
Like,
kind of how
we
you
keep-
have to do it. Like you plan it out, and
Yeah.
people forget about it, and yeah, it's hard to keep a schedule.
Right, yeah. I do everything like last minute because my schedule can change, Finn's can change, everybody's schedule sucks. And it's like, I just do it, hey, Tuesday. Hey, can you get on tonight or tomorrow? Okay, thanks. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's easier that way. But some people, what, it's really tough. I don't know if you guys experience this. I'm sure you have with 300 episodes. But, it takes, a while for people to get their fucking engine going. And
Yep.
you're like, you need to talk because this is an interview.
Some people aren't used to interviews either.
Right.
Like they'll just give you like one word or two answers.
How's your training? Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah,
Not
like-
like John Anderson.
Like, shit.
the opposite of John.
I figured that was going to take like 10 minutes, and it was like
Yeah.
3 words.
Like
here.
when you talk to people in person, you kind of notice it, but the second you start doing a podcast, you really feel it. Those people that go on forever and those people that don't say anything. Like, and you never know until you get going, so it's hard to even prepare for what one's going to happen.
Right.
And
yeah. I feel like I'm pulling teeth.
No, it's great to get, we've had a ton of great lifters and stuff, and some of them are really, really good on the podcast, but we always notice people that, like, if they do podcasting themselves or like have a YouTube channel where they do a lot of vlogging, anything like that, when you get them on, like, it's like, oh shit, they make it so easy the way that they're just like used to talking and like used to those kind of interactions. Like, they just make the podcast so much easier sometimes.
Right. That's a load off of you. There.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I gotta fucking fill this dead air.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? God. Yeah. Do you guys ever do like pre-interviews, or like you just fucking wing it?
Yeah, he is. You think they have like a guy who pre-interviews people?
Well, no, like you talk to them before they get on.
Nah, some people want to know, like, they'll be like, yeah, what kind of things do you want to talk about? What should I prepare for? And I'll always tell them, like, well, first of all, don't prepare anything. I want it to just be like, the more that it's just like a conversation, the better.
And this is usually like through
Right.
text.
Yeah,
too,
if it's through text or DMs or whatever. And then, what I'll tell them is like, yeah, we're kind of goofy. We'll probably want to try to joke around with you. Ask
Kinda
you some,
goofy.
ask you some silly questions. A little bit about lifting, but more about just some other crap in your life. And usually, that's enough. And people are like, okay, I kind of get it. But or a lot of times I'll just be like, just check out any one of our other episodes, and you'll kind of know what it's like. I'll tell them that a lot of times too.
Right.
But no, I don't.
Then why the fuck did you guys get on here and ask us a bunch of questions before we started recording it? You guys pre-interviewed us before we even got on here.
Hey, don't tell people that. We're trying to.
I was like, I've never been pre-interviewed before.
All
I've
these
been
rules.
to big time podcasts I've been on. And then I go on the Massenomics where you guys pre-interview me for like a half an hour.
Very nervous. Made us nervous.
Bullshit. I almost didn't get on there because of that.
Secrets of the trade.
So, what do you guys? Which podcast do you think Dan Bell likes better, yours or ours?
Oh, ours, 100, not even a fucking chance.
Jeez.
You're like, what? I can't listen to everything this week. Massenomics, drop one. Oh, okay. I guess I'll download it. Whatever.
Dan Bell would not only listen to ours, then he would go rewatch it on TV.
Yeah.
And it was like the worst quality ever.
Yeah, he wouldn't care. He's a big fan.
Yeah.
That's dedication.
But I think
That
it
is. That's good. He is a supporting member of the Massenomics podcast, though. So I don't
Son
know.
of a bitch. Are you kidding me? Bell, you're done with this podcast.
We gotta open that up. We gotta take it. Put each of your guys' book. But we're gonna. What do you guys charge? $3, right, or $1?
We got tiers.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different choices.
Oh, there is. There actually one on there.
Yep.
Couldn't afford you guys.
Laramie, King Ranch,
Yeah.
Different trim package
The
levels.
four-
XLT,
The
Limited.
4 6s in Yellowstone and Dutton Ranch.
Oh my God. Yeah, when Bell's at Dutton Ranch.
Hey, has the Dan Bell laugh played? Will we hear that through the phone?
No, it won't play on your guys' end.
Oh,
I don't
dang.
know why. Like it'll fucking scream in our ears, but on the phone side, because the one time we did it, they're like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
They didn't hear it on there
It happens like on the hour.
because it's on the computer. So like we record through the computer, but it doesn't spit the sounds out back through the board.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You guys get it.
Are you guys working on getting video going then still? Is that in the
Hey,
plans?
why didn't Tanner or Tom just hit the cough button? Come on, what's going on over there?
Yeah, seriously, you have a mute button.
Jesus.
Wake up. Yeah, we were looking into cameras like last week. We were on the phone looking at a bunch of them. Where I'm like, God, this is so fucking overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not like nerds.
I was just
We don't
gonna
know
buy the same one you guys have, but like you're even saying like that's a lot of camera.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
you.
I honestly
You know what
wouldn't
I mean?
recommend it. It's so much work, the one we have. Like, if I didn't do this stuff.
The first one we had that we used for a long time, the quality of the video wasn't as good, but it was basically just, I don't know, you call it like a point
Like
and
a
shoot,
camcorder, pretty much.
camcorder. And the beauty
Yeah.
of that was how simple it was, that basically you just press power and press play and then, plug it into your
I mean, you
computer.
could even, if you have enough space on a phone, you could probably, especially have a newer phone, it'll look pretty good if you just plug a phone in too and just let it go.
I mean, I have the new iPhone.
Yeah. Like if you set that up and you have enough space and just let the episode go, put it on the
And then
computer,
just
edit
delete
it,
it.
and then delete it every week.
Yeah.
That's honestly going to be better than even most
And I got a
cameras for-
microphone for it.
Well, I would probably
you don't-
dump the audio.
You'd match it up later on. So
Right.
like
because if it's a call, you wouldn't hear it.
Oh yeah.
The only downside is
Yeah.
that then you don't have your phone to mess with the whole podcast episode.
Yeah, you got it. Like you're just
Yeah.
stuck with the people.
Yeah.
You're stuck with Tom the whole time.
Yeah, you can't look at football or check on sports. Or,
Yeah, I was
hold on,
watching-
Karen's yelling at me. Wait a second. Oh, we're not busy. Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
I was watching like the bowl games or the Monday night game, whatever. All the time I'm watching the
This
games while Tom's
motherfucker.
talking. Like, this is getting good, Tom. You're gonna have to leave me alone for a couple minutes. It's overtime.
It's funny you guys bring up Karen. She was actually messaging us earlier, maybe thinking about doing a few runs of
What?
Massenomics shirts to see how it goes. Pull some screens.
Mrs. Barbell is messaging you.
Yeah, she was talking about. She said she had some spare time that she might want to pull a few Massenomics.
She
shirts.
said she had these cool flannels she wanted us to sew our patches on too.
I'm telling you what, right now, if you guys come out with flannels, I've had it with you guys. There's another company that I'm not going to name.
Live large.
No,
Not live large?
nope. I love Live Large.
I do too. I love your shit.
There's another company I'm not going to name who came out with the Hulk cut. You know, I have the Hulk Fin cut. They come out with the Hulk cut. Okay. And they also came out with a flannel very recently. And some of my fans got on their page and started saying something.
Yeah. That's good when you got real good fans where they kind of take care of that stuff for you. You know.
Yeah. You know, I don't like messing with that stuff. I don't want to give them whatever. Do whatever you want. I don't care. But
it is funny
you know,
when
some of my
people get
fans
on
very
it.
care.
You know, we've got the Western, Northeast, South Dakota cut though, where you just cut one sleeve off.
And that's a hell of a cut.
Real
man.
popular.
Hot
It's
seller.
very popular in the Western Northeast South Dakota region.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get a free sweatband with it.
Yeah, I seen a lot of guys that going to Sturgis wearing that last year.
But depending on which one you cut off, your left or right, you know, it's a signal to what you.
Yeah, which side of the state you live on.
Yeah. West River or East River.
Oh god, you guys need flannels out there though, man.
Yeah, no shit. You guys need fucking bomber
We need
jackets.
we
I
need
was looking for bomber jackets. They're very expensive.
we need parkas.
Yeah. It's actually nice today, but it's been brutal lately.
No, I think the flannels is a cool idea. I think that's a really cool deal, but we don't have plans to rip that off soon. So, but I do like that. I think that's pretty awesome.
I've worn this flannel for years. I love it. I don't wear a jacket unless I'm I wear like a jacket if I'm outside for long periods of time. But I'm just going around to, I don't know, Tom's house or a store or whatever. I never wear a jacket, even if it's below zero. I wear this flannel, same flannel that we've been selling.
Kallas,
I've been wearing
did you get one, Kallas, then, or not?
No, I couldn't afford it.
Yeah, we sold out very quick.
Can't afford
Couldn't
it.
get time.
Times are tough. You know?
Yep. I thought you were supposed to be the number one athlete.
Yeah, well, you know, you get a lot of promises you get told, but you know, the follow through is just not as good as I thought it was going to be. You know,
Cam is now the number one athlete
until he tears something, then he goes to the bottom again.
Yes, when he tears his pec doing a reverse grip bench to the next meet, then he'll go back to the bottom.
Straight to the bottom.
So he is reverse grip benching in the meet. In this, he's doing
he
that.
plans on over 500 pounds.
Did
Yeah,
they
it's
allow
legal.
that actually?
So
It
is that legal in all federations, basically? Then
Yeah,
It is.
I don't think there's rules against it.
have you ever
No.
seen someone do it in competition?
Yes, I have. There's an older guy who's like the first guy ever to bench fucking like 800 pounds in a suit. Craig Tarkowski. When I first started like really getting in it, I was training with him in Joliet, Illinois, and he was an older guy and he fucked his pecs up or something. So he started reverse grip benching, and he was probably like close to 50, and he competed with me in a meet. He benched like 450 or something reverse grip, and that was the first time I've ever seen anybody do that.
Yeah.
And it was allowed. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be funny seeing him reverse grip bench. He can do 500 pounds.
Like when Cam does it, does he do suicide reverse grip or does he wrap his thumbs around the bar?
No, he's suicide, 100%. His it's like goes across your palm, like your thumb and your palm.
So do you have to have someone really seriously lift it out to you? Like you can't like unrack that yourself, can you?
No,
No.
because your wrists are in a bad position.
You have to, like,
think about
turn
where
it.
your wrist would be.
Yeah.
You have to turn it while it's getting handed out. It has to be turned in your hand.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's like certain death. You
It's
know what I mean?
fucking-
Like it's got to be fucking. It's got to be right
Because
to get him to fucking get that.
when he
position.
first started doing it out here, I was getting nervous just because he's coming off a torn pec, and then he's got that like alien popping out of his pec now because it's all fucked up.
Yeah.
So you see that pop out, looks like a fist, and then the bar's spinning on him, and I'm like, dude, and I'm telling the other guy, I said, if this bar moves at all, push it away from his neck. Like that's the first thing you do. You start pushing it towards his chest,
Right.
right towards
Because
his cock.
that's the first thing it would hit it would roll right into his fucking neck.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then he starts going heavy, and I'm like, oh, fuck, man. I hope this
So-
fucking holds up.
Have you guys lifted off for him on doing?
Oh,
some of
yeah,
this?
it's fucking weird, dude.
I would not like. I would
Yeah,
not really
that's-
like that.
Tomorrow night in here, he's probably going to go, if I'm guessing, probably around 475.
So do you got to lift? I mean, even like at like a couple plates, do you got to start lifting off for him then? When you're yeah.
I'd say he starts getting a lift off right at 225.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I would do it.
We were trying to get him because Jacob has done reverse split grip. So instead of going like complete reverse on your palms and suicide, you put either one or two, like the middle of your the middle or your pointer, and you put the bar splitting between your hands.
Oh, really?
Like between your
So that way,
fingers.
yeah, between your fingers, because that way it's through the meat of your hand, and you have grip on both sides of it, as opposed to a suicide reverse.
It's like just
He
like,
does it's like a
split your
suicide
hand.
split.
That
But the whole palm is like, it's like diagonal, so you actually get more palm on it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
I
it is,
mean,
it
I
is
can-
safer,
yeah,
but he just didn't like it. It felt weird.
I don't know. He's strong at that angle, too.
We do shit backwards over here,
Yeah.
right?
I think he will hit if everything goes as planned. He will hit over 500.
Yeah.
if everything goes as planned.
Should be. It's just a lot on the because it takes your pec out of it, right? But it also puts so much strain on your triceps.
He's
You're like, oh, man,
I think
don't know.
he's actually could be a stronger bencher that way because that's how he's built.
Right.
He's built all triceps and back and everything else,
The belly.
and belly. So I don't know. I think he's actually.
I assume
I think
it-
he'll hit over 500.
if you're gonna do that in the meet, it's almost something you got to go up to the head judge and tell him about first.
Get
Be like,
the
yeah, make sure you
spotters
know
too.
I'm
Yeah.
reverse.
Hey, what's
gripping
going on
it.
here?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Cam shows up high as hell wearing sunglasses, reverse grip benching. This guy all right? This guy know where he's at?
Does he?
Is he lifting in a fucking barn or
It's
what?
Florida. What do you expect?
Is he doing his deadlift, Jefferson deadlift, then with the bar in
Of
between?
course,
his
yeah.
legs?
He's doing the Jefferson deadlift to be over 800 pounds.
Yeah.
It's going to be a weird lift. Then he's going to fucking squat. He's going to squat like front squat 800 pounds, right?
Yeah. He's all over the place.
Just an unconventional meat for him.
Yeah, all with blue blockers on it, all smoking a lot of marijuana.
And all that terrible singlet. That's
Yeah.
fucking like it goes down to like his belly button and the straps come up.
He's got that Olympic singlet he wears.
Like where the
Like
nipples
the
stick
horse-
out and it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
cut,
dude.
cut
They're
way
fucking-
too deep.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what he's
yeah,
got.
it's
It's
like
cut
a-
all the way down to his
A
waist.
capital V-neck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. He loves it.
Who do you guys think's more Midwest, us or you guys?
Oh, that's for sure. You're not like Midwest. You're like,
You guys are out west.
yeah, you guys are West.
See that's funny because if you asked anyone around here, this is kind,
This is
and I
abs-
figured you guys would say that too,
Yeah.
and that's kind of it's funny. Like when we go out to the
You guys are like Canada.
Do you guys think Ohio's the Midwest though, or is that too far east?
I don't know. Ohio's like Florida, so it's like, because like all those weirdos. It's either like, oh, who fucking got on meth and ran over their fucking kids. Like, oh, is it Ohio or is it Florida guy? It's like I don't even consider them it's a different planet over there.
Ohio's kind of Midwest. Ohio.
That's like Indiana, Iowa,
Michigan,
Wisconsin, Illinois, Michigan.
Iowa.
That's Midwest to me.
I think once you get up the Dakotas, man, that's
That's
west. Way west. Shit, you
West
guys are almost in the
country.
fucking Rocky Mountains. I
yeah.
thought the Rocky Mountains would be a little more rockier than this.
John Denver's full of shit.
Denver was full of shit. Tommy, did we have some Midwest?
Oh, we
You
do.
guys think you're Midwest?
We,
Oh yeah. Everyone from
yeah,
around here
everyone
would
here
say
says this is the
that
Midwest.
this is Midwest.
Yeah, there's no debate. Everyone says it's the Midwest here.
And what the fuck is the West?
I think once you get anything
West Coast.
west of South and North Dakota,
Even
like,
actually, the west side of our state, I don't think people there call themselves Midwest because that's where
No.
the mountains kind of start
if
to
you're
hit a little
west of the Missouri River, so the east side of South Dakota is on the east side of the Missouri River. We call it Midwest, but you get west of the Missouri River, then I think people.
Oh, the Missouri.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know, dude. I remember being out there when I was a kid out in the Dakotas. We went out there quite a bit. Pappy would just pack us up and we'd head out west, and we'd end up in Mount Rushmore all the time or somewhere out in that area. And I just remember there was like nothing out there, like nothing. There
Yeah.
would be. Remember, I guess that was more North Dakota. We were South Dakota a lot. Like Wall Drug was big. That was the only sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wall Drug, 100 more miles, and then we went up on like this Highway 2, maybe up in North Dakota, and literally we didn't see like cars for like hours. I remember.
Oh yeah,
Gas stations, cars, and there's like a post office with everything in it.
Yep. Usually post office and a bar.
Yeah. Pappy would always stop, get a beverage, and fill up a van. And take vans
Send a
down.
letter.
Yeah, he sent a letter home and say,
Send
we're
a
all right.
postcard.
We're headed out west. We make it out to Montana somewhere and turn around and go home. But yeah, there was not much out there. Where you guys live, what's Aberdeen? Is that a big town?
For South Dakota, it is. It's
Yeah.
about 25,000, and it's the third biggest.
Oh, that's
so,
pretty. That's very
yeah.
I'm in a
pretty
town
good.
of 400 right now. So
Right.
Yeah, no, I know Jack that almost loved it out there.
Oh yeah, he's we still got his signed banner hanging on the wall.
That's awesome. I got to go and sign that same banner.
Yep.
So we probably will be out there this summer.
Yep.
First week of June.
No, we're serious about that. Make sure if you can at all make it possible, come through this way and come to the gym and stick
When
around here, whatever you want to do.
When we plan this trip, I'll let you know
Yep.
when we'd be out there. Because I'll be out. We'll be going for like 2 weeks. I got to find a truck first.
Finn will be in your front lawn dumping his fucking shitter tank into your
Shitter's full.
Shitter's full.
backing everything up, fucking plugging into your house.
Kids come flying out, destroying everything.
Little barbells running around.
Our wives are like, "Who the hell is this now?" Be like, "Oh, that's Huck Finn
Yeah,
barbell."
just let him
That's
go.
unfit barbell. They'll be fine. Let them go.
All right, we got Midwest questions for you guys because we also consider ourselves Midwest. So we're curious if you guys are familiar with some of these terms that we have here. You guys ready to get into this?
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
All
What's
right.
the term?
Yeah,
First question: do you guys know what whipping shitties is?
yeah, whipping
come
cheese
on,
donuts.
whipping cheese in the truck, the 4-wheeler, 3-wheeler.
Okay,
Come on, man.
I'm
Right?
glad because when we had Big Jonathan up here from Alabama, they had never heard of whipping shitties. I guess
Yeah,
that doesn't
they
make it
don't-
down south.
Right.
Oh, we used to whip chitties all the
Southern
time.
boys are different. You guys are different.
Remember
Yeah.
whipping chitties in cornfields, knocking over corn on the fucking the fucking farmers coming out with a shotgun in his underwear and the old lady yelling at him.
We used to steal we'd go whip cheese and go steal road signs.
Oh,
But
yeah.
we wouldn't unscrew the sign. We would rip it out of the ground. Like
Yep.
a steak.
That's illegal, Tom. I'll
Yeah,
never do that.
we put them all back.
Just took them out, put them back.
Yeah, we always
Yeah.
put them back the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
That's what everyone does.
Trouble.
All right, next one. Do you guys know what a flat of pounders is?
Flat of
Flat of
pounders.
pounders. Never heard of it.
Beer?
Yeah.
Burgers?
Beer. No, beer.
Yeah.
So you know what a pounder is? Do you guys call them pounders?
No, but I know I've heard of that term, but I've
Yeah.
never called it a pounder.
Yeah, so
So-
here, 16-ounce beers here are pounders.
Huh.
What do you call them? Silos or?
Like a can. We're talking a can.
Yeah, bigger beers are, we call them, bigger beer would be a silo, but like,
Okay.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
We call, what's diesel fuel to you guys?
Budweiser.
But
God damn it,
yeah,
Finn.
oh,
It's not
shit,
you,
sorry.
you
Yeah,
idiot.
Yeah,
no, I would have
it's
said
Budweiser.
Budweiser,
Yeah.
Bud Heavy, Diesel.
Okay.
There's a couple other ones for Budweiser, I think, but Diesel, yeah, would for sure be
Yeah.
Budweiser. But yeah,
Okay.
pounders are 16-ounce cans, and then a flat is when you buy it's that cheap cardboard flat. It's not like in a full case surrounded by cardboard. It's just the bottom that's a couple inches tall, and there's 4 6-packs sitting in it.
No, we don't have that here.
Okay.
Yeah, never heard of it. Why would you buy a 4 6-pack?
I didn't know they
Six
came in that size. I always thought they just come in a case.
Well,
24.
it really is a case of 24,
But yeah.
but it's not like in a nice case. It's just like in a cheap, shitty piece of cardboard that you
They have that there?
Yeah, and it's cheaper usually, and
Yeah.
you almost have to use 2 hands underneath of it because it's so flimsy.
Damn,
fall
bell
apart.
just went off.
Yeah.
Bell just went off right now. You guys missed it.
Oh, damn it!
Fuck.
Oh, I heard
So
it.
you-
No, I heard it. Yep.
So you can buy a case of beer, but it comes like how a Monster case would come.
Yes.
Yeah,
there you go.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Not a lot of cardboard in Wyoming or wherever you guys are. North Dakota. Yeah.
Out here.
Run out of cardboard.
Yeah.
Wrap it in plastic. Let's go.
Pass the
Kinda like this
savings
game.
on to you. All right, next one on the list here. Do you guys got Chislick?
No,
I don't know.
never heard of that.
Really?
Yeah, wow. Okay.
You
Cheese
guys
like
are-
was that a gas station?
No, it's a delicacy. It's a food. It's So I don't know. You describe
It'd
it.
be
Tom.
like most people would call it steak cubes, but like deep fried steak cubes, pretty much.
Like
is
it's
what
just
it is.
chunks of steak cut up into little 1-inch by 1-inch cubes.
No.
And
We don't have that.
That is, I've never
That's
heard
a
of
that's
that.
a that's a
Thrown in the
South
deep
Dakota
fryer.
thing. No,
Ruin a fucking steak.
I remember I went up to the
it's
upper
usually
Like
pinnacle.
lesser,
steak or
lesser
something.
desirable cuts of
Yeah,
steak.
that's
you
not
know?
a good cut.
Yeah.
No, it sounds like that. Those hand pies they have up in the
Uppers,
peninsula.
Upers,
The Upers, yeah.
Upers, yeah.
Yeah. You need to
Kim would
try
love
some.
that.
When you come to South Dakota, we'll get you some
Chislick.
Chislick. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take it.
You'll like it.
Yeah. It's
What do you put on it?
Salt.
Steak
yeah,
sauce?
salt, dip it in ranch, something
Yeah.
like that.
Steak, ranch, salt.
A lot of
fried.
times you just eat it.
Fucked
Eat it.
everything up.
Eat it with.
You're getting better from here.
Eat it with toothpicks.
Yeah.
You know, you don't use a fork. You just use a toothpick and go at
It's
it.
on
That sound?
it's on the appetizer menu. Like this
Yeah.
isn't a main course. This is just something to get you
Oh,
going.
okay.
That
That
sounds like
does
good
sound,
appetizer.
that's not like a delicacy. Why get nice oysters when you can get cube steak, shit, and salt?
Yeah, I would think awesome with ranch sauce.
Yeah.
Actually, and then
Bingo.
barbecue. Some places give you barbecue sauce with it too. They
Yeah.
like give you any
I
sauce
eat-
you want.
This is starting to sound pretty good.
I ate this steak yesterday with barbecue sauce.
What's wrong with you?
I had a ton of it, and it was dried up, so I ate it with barbecue.
All right.
About to go bad, I eat it.
If it fits your macros, you know what I mean.
Yeah, you get it. You guys get it. You guys got macros up there?
We're still waiting, Matt. You know, we
Yeah.
know it's been on the coast and it's getting
We're told
close
they're
to us.
yeah, we're told it's coming, so we're just
Yeah.
waiting for it.
Yeah.
That's probably coming 2030s.
Yeah.
Macro. You guys wait till COVID hits you guys. You guys like, what's calling us for help?
You guys heard about
What
that?
the fuck is this thing?
Oh, just wait for it. You got something coming.
You guys are gonna be fucked.
It's really gonna suck for us in about 10 years when it gets there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once that hits, they're gonna shut everything down, buddy.
Sorry, when are you gonna get signed up for the Arnold?
Yeah, we were talking about that after we went off the air yesterday. I don't know. I don't know if Mrs. Bardwell. But we talked and we're like, well, maybe we just go and just make my presence known there, right? Like talk to
Right.
people and stuff,
Right.
and not even get a booth. That was one direction we're thinking about going.
That's
Yeah.
definitely the less risky move.
Yeah,
Less profitable.
I mean that's what definitely.
And
you know what I mean? Like, because you get there, you're like,
But
fuck,
what
I wish
if-
I had a booth.
I mean, I'm going to
Ah,
spend
yeah,
at least
that's-
$5,000 on a booth minimum, plus
Yeah.
the whatever money on top of that and everything else.
Yeah.
Sell some more flannels. You'll be fine.
Well, I know, but it's still, and that's a lot of work too. Mrs. Bardwell's got to make a lot of shit. We got to have a lot of inventory, everything else on top of it. What if you get there and you do like what I do fucking on an average weekend here?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you guys we get it exactly. We understand the exact same way. But what the tough part is, though, the upside of when you are there, you do have a good booth.
Yeah. You get
Just
known,
in
you get
front-
more notice.
Yeah, just get
Every
in front
like
of all those
random person goes,
eyes.
oh,
That's the
shit,
biggest
who are
thing.
you?
I know. It's just all
Yeah.
those eyes that you really just don't have a good way of getting to through just your regular Instagram and all that stuff.
100%.
And there's
That's the
nothing
best
else.
thing.
There's nothing else that even draws a crowd a tenth the size. Not
Right.
even close. Like it's
You know, you
Right,
can go set
right.
up at little powerlifting meets and stuff, which is good. It's fine. We've
Nah,
done a
it's
few of
not.
them, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
It's not like the Arnold, you know.
Well, those Fit Expos are pretty big. Those like
Yeah.
the LA Fit Expo was pretty big, but still was not
Chicago
like the
sucks.
Arnold.
yeah.
I mean,
Right.
the LA Fit Expo was probably the second best thing I was at besides the Arnold, the LA one.
Yeah.
And then the Olympia is kind of big, but it's more of a different crowd than the
Yeah.
Olympia.
That's what everyone tells us. The Olympia isn't really like necessarily the spending crowd like there is
Well,
at the
did you have
Arnold.
a
No.
booth at the LA one?
No, I
'Cause
was
that's
just
the
out
thing,
there
too,
when
is,
companies were sending me
Like
out there.
trying to do a booth in LA. Like, all right, now we got to fucking drive to LA from
No, there's
South
no
Dakota.
way in hell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me
like-
from outskirts of Chicago, there's no way I was going to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to fly everything out, which
Right.
who knows what that would cost.
And
Right.
that's the other thing. Yeah. Now you're like,
And
all
just
so
trusting
deep
that
on
all your inventories, you know, on a pallet
Oh, yeah.
somewhere
gonna
else for
magically show up.
I'd have to have somebody fucking U-haul it out there and I'd fly.
Yeah.
I'd probably have Mackie or some couple of Kim, U-haul it out there.
Yeah.
And then,
Me and Karen fly first class.
you got a nice flying coach.
tank
Me
barbell.
and Karen
or something.
first. Yeah.
Dang. Yeah, you'd end up in fucking what's that guy's place he always goes to now?
That guy's basement with the lotion.
Yeah, he goes there. He ended up in that guy's basement. Like, what the fuck happened to Tank? He only ended up 20 miles down the road in the basement.
We got this little game we like to play called Underrated Overrated. I think you guys are both familiar with it, right?
Yeah, I've been on your podcast, episode 249.
Check it out.
Overrated.
Uh,
Kels is way overrated.
That wasn't the topic.
Actually, that was the only question. I guess we're done now.
This podcast sucks.
I think you guys got more prepared to this.
Okay. Overrated or underrated? Prison.
Oh, God.
I'd probably say underrated how terrible it's got to be on either side.
I don't even know how to even answer that question, honestly. Yeah, just don't go there ever as any side of the prison.
I always think about that.
Yeah, that would be my advice.
God, I hope I don't end up in prison. If I do, I hope it's Finn's.
Yeah.
right.
If I've
No, I
got-
don't know who that guy is.
If I've got to be on one side of the bars, though, I'd rather be on your side. I'm pretty sure, right?
Oh, yeah, of course. But things are changing. It's 2020, whatever it is, so things are a little more. I can't really talk about it, but, I think prisons is becoming a little nicer now than they used to be.
So you always say that, and I get it. You know that you can't talk about it. Do they tell you specifically that you're not basically you can't talk about what about you though? Since do they know that you're like an Instagram following and stuff like that? So do they tell you hey, don't talk about prison on your Instagram and stuff like that?
Yeah, when you first start, they tell you that stuff.
Okay.
And a lot of people like big shots in the prison community. They know who I am, and it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
They follow me and they watch my stuff.
So when you
and I get a lot of stuff I'll go to other prisons and certain things we have to do, and people will recognize me, other guards.
Yeah.
And they want their picture taken with me and stuff, which is very weird. Yeah. I'm just doing my job.
Right.
They're like, "Oh my God, you work, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm here and I'm working and I can't do that. I'm sorry."
You chug this beer?
Yeah.
No. It's wild. And then I was in that muscle fitness. That 6-page spread in there, and then it's all over the place.
I'm sure they got
everybody knew
magazines.
me. Like, "Oh my God, isn't that Finn? That's Officer Finn."
Yeah.
And then it's hanging everywhere. And it's kind of weird,
jerking off to it and stuff.
Can't get into anything like that. I live a weird life, boys. Let's just say that.
All right, overrated or
very interesting.
Okay, overrated or underrated Chicago?
Overrated.
Okay.
100%.
The only time I don't know about Tom, he goes I think a little more than I do, but the only time I ever go there is for a Bears game or a Cubs game.
How far away is it from you guys?
Tom's a little closer. I'm probably about an hour and a half.
If I'm going downtown Chicago, probably hour 10, hour 20. It
depends on traffic too. I went to a Bears game.
An hour,
3 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Or if I go to O'Hare to pick somebody up, it's 15 minutes, 45 minutes. I'm not in a bad spot.
So in your guys' normal day lives, you're not dealing with traffic. You're not close enough to. Okay.
I don't. Here's me. I don't see a car on my way to work, which is 15 minutes. I don't see one car.
Okay, because I don't know how people deal with that, that kind of intense stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
I can't.
Yeah, I drove to the city for 4 years straight when I first became a lineman.
Yeah,
and you just kind of be used to it. I mean, I didn't have to go far to the city. As soon as I'd probably hit every day 15 to 30 minutes with traffic, so it wasn't like LA shit. But it was enough to annoy you, and then people would drive into you, hit my truck, and then blame me. And I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'm just trying to
Tom's on the very, very outskirts of the suburbs, right? Would you consider yourself where you're at now? A little bit, maybe 5 minutes from the very, very outskirts, kind of the suburbs.
Minutes maybe. Yeah,
something like that.
So I would drive there every day, but it got old quick, and then I would just drive shitty cars because they didn't get hit or you're beating the shit out of them.
Yeah, I can't stand it. Chicago. I went to Chicago with the Bears game.
I want nothing to do with Chicago.
Remember these big towers and everything, get me out of here.
I went there for Christmas, around Christmas time, and I was I don't want to be here. My kids and wife were there, so I met them up with. But I'm I don't like this city. It's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah. Overrated.
Don't go there.
Okay. Overrated, underrated. Ernie Frantz.
Underrated, big time.
100%.
I mean, he was the man.
So many people don't know who the fuck he is and what he did. He was
everything. He invented the monolith. Nobody even knows that. He invented so many machines. He didn't even make money off.
Yeah, he had all these inventions and ideas and drawings,
and people copied him.
People just copied him.
He invented fucking lifting gear.
Yeah,
the suits and all that. That was him.
Big. Maybe ask Eddie Cohen about Ernie Frantz and a million things to say about it.
Yeah.
He had so much going on with it.
Godfather of Apparel.
He just never got recognized. He did so many crazy.
He won he set an all-time world record in powerlifting one day, and the next day he won a professional bodybuilding show.
Yeah, the next day or that afternoon.
Yeah, I think it was that night or something. Yeah, it was crazy. Nobody's ever done it.
He's a regular Dan Bell. He was the Dan Bell.
Yeah. I don't know if Dan might won an eating contest first and then the bar.
Eating and drinking contest.
Yeah, right.
Same thing.
But he used to have in our old gym, we used to train at Barbell Central, which is crazy. They used to have a little Hall of Fame for him in there. And he was really good friends with Clint Eastwood and shit. He's at Clint Eastwood's house, birthday parties. You know, a lot of famous people as well, which I never knew until I started actually hanging out with him more, Yeah. And he was just nuts. He was awesome. he loved me. I loved Ernie's Franz. He was the best.
He was such a wealth of knowledge. He would just sit there and watch you like lift or deadlift, squat, whatever. Like, hey, why don't you try this? Do this.
And he's 80 years old.
You're doing this wrong. Usually you want to do this. And I'm like, okay, thanks for watching me.
Yeah, I know.
And it was so nice having him around.
You just sit in a chair and critique, and then he'd take off. Yeah, like every Saturday or something, he'd be in there.
So definitely
yeah,
underrated.
Franz is awesome. Big
Definitely underrated. Somebody go like now you got like, which is good for the sport, right? You have all these new people coming in, but like they don't know like Jesse Norris is. You know what I mean? Like, so none of these guys, like the older guys, keep the record. Luckily, Ed Cohn has held on to his, like he's grown popularity. But like guys like fucking Ernie Franz are just never going to get recognition, and people just kind of get forgotten.
Yeah,
it's kind of sad.
Franz is awesome. He had a gym, I guess, in Aurora, and I used to talk to like guys that are older than me. And they used to always, I mean, there'd be guys from like Michigan, all over the tri-state area, just coming to Aurora, Illinois to train in his gym because that's where every monster trained at. Yeah. Anybody that was anybody would train there.
And back then,
like it was like that before there was like any West Side or any of that stuff. It was Ernie Franz's gym.
Yeah. And it wasn't like, me and Finn had full gyms in our garages with monoliths. So like, that wasn't around.
Right.
And it was like, you want to go bench heavy, you better go to fucking Chicago.
Yeah, you better go find somebody else.
Yeah, you better go see if they'll let you in.
Yeah, they'd have to let you in.
Right, it wasn't like an open gym. You had to be invited or know somebody. Like,
and then the place burned down, and a lot of people thought Ernie did it.
Yeah, it was a weird insurance, right? Scheme. Not
I don't know
what insurance. Everybody,
it burned to the ground, I guess, and people thought he did it or blamed him or something. So I don't really know what.
Kind of got all fucked up after that.
Then that's when he came over to Barbell Central, and they had that. And then the guy that at Barbell Central never paid his bills, right? Yeah, that didn't help. That gym went gone, and then everybody spread from there. Like me and Tom went our separate ways.
The gym owner not paying his bills and the gym going up in smoke. Like it's happened probably like
it's crazy.
Times. Yeah, like that's such a common story too.
I think it happened to that guy specifically 10 times.
Yeah, it did for real. That guy, he
had fun in different places.
He owned like 5 gyms, but that gym at one point, man, that was the gym. Yeah. We had some of the strongest guys in the world at one point in that gym. Yeah. We had several elite or all-time powerlifters. I mean, you have all the elite bridges. You had Derek Kendall walking around. Tom Kallas, Dan Bell. You were in there. You were top 5 in the world at one point in your weight class. I mean, it's just like a couple girls that were top.
It was like spitting out freaks left and right. Yeah, and then it all like anything. You're on top of the mountain when you fall.
Exactly.
And we all fell at once.
Yeah, then we just scattered out. That one guy was a nice gym.
Tits up?
Tits up. It went tits up.
Yeah, it went tits up big time. And then that other guy, he owns that Surge now. He lifted there, and then he started Surge, right?
Yeah.
Which is too far from me by far. There's just tons of people in there. It was awesome. Cam actually told us he was trying to get in there as a intern right before I was going belly up, and we had no idea who Cam was then. He just wanted to get in there and because he saw all of us in there, I guess. Right. And luckily, the guy that owned it didn't know what to do or told him something. I don't know what the rest of the story was, but he ended up not interning there, thank God, because the place went belly up and Cam would have been fucked on his college shit. So that was kind of cool that happened. I never knew that until like last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a good place for a while, but like with anything, when you start mixing, I'm not going to blame women because it's guys' fault because it's testosterone and bullshit. Like everybody's trying to. Like all these people are trying to fuck each other's girlfriends, or some girl gets single and comes in there, so everybody's trying to like get with her, and then you're like, Jesus Christ! And then it's every weekend's fucking drama. I don't want to squat with her. I'm like, shut the fuck up!
God.
Shut the fuck up! Last time I checked, we're here to get strong. I'm like, this is what I got to start my own gym.
So many people too.
Yeah, it was just too much. And then it was just the drama. I couldn't stand it. And,
you had a lot of good geared lifters in there as well. So they had kind of their side, and then you had the raw side.
Got clicky. And
someone wrecked the Red Bull machine.
Yeah, somebody ran through the Red Bull machine.
Everything was on fire all the time.
Yeah, dude, that gym was nuts, man. Like anything went though. I will give it that. Anything went. Obviously, you saw.
I never paid.
What?
You never paid once.
No, I never paid once. I never paid.
That's probably why it didn't work out for him very well.
I said, I'm not paying. I'm not paying to be here. You're lucky I'm here.
You should pay me.
I never paid it once. Other guys are like, I'm going to need $500 up front, and then like the gym goes belly up. Oh, God, that's terrible.
Not good.
What a wild place.
One more overrated, underrated question, and this one's real important. Overrated, underrated edging.
Oh, underrated.
Absolutely.
I like how we're saying it at the same time too.
That's how we think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great
we
minds think alike.
drilled Hunter Henderson on that last week, and she was
Whoa,
a little
let's get a little
confused.
personal, Tom. You drilled Hunter Henderson.
Yeah. She's like, what? You do what? Is that when you don't stop? You stop, and then I'm like, yeah, like you get it going, and then you leave it alone for a little
Right,
bit.
right on the edge.
Yeah, leaving life on the edge. Yeah, I tell everybody to do that.
Yeah.
If you're serious.
Well, another, bringing up Cam again. I mean, if Cam's name is in this as a drinking game, he's got to be hammered drunk. Cam worked at a local fitness area, and he had older guys come in there and thought they follow me, and they're like, "Is what Finn said, is that true?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "The edging thing, is that true? That ups your testosterone?" And Cam's like, yeah, that's true. That's true. So everybody was totally on board doing it, I guess.
Yeah.
So
I think it's good motivation, just watch some porn on the way to the gym, or an old trick of mine, and not fall asleep driving home from the
listen
city.
to it. I'd listen to it.
Well, I'd watch it.
No, I'd listen to it when I went to bed and raise my testosterone at night.
Yeah. Put the headphones on. Like some people listen to Mozart, you listen to sex.
I'm for real. Yeah. Yeah. No, I would do that, and I heard that would raise your testosterone levels at night. That scoop of peanut butter. You eat a scoop of peanut butter.
You eat it.
You eat this a protein shake and a scoop of peanut butter. I read that somewhere when I was in 8th grade, and I've done that ever since 8th grade. I don't even think it's true, but I have protein shake and a scoop of peanut butter every night before bed because I read that somewhere in I don't know what those
Men's Health
Flax magazine.
Cosmopolitan.
Kind of makes sense. So it's
Yeah, I mean science.
yeah.
So
Well, good stuff. Good news. It looks like you guys passed overrated, underrated.
Yeah,
that's the first test ever passed.
Well, first time.
You got any
for everything.
underrated, overrated for them?
Oh, yeah, we got.
How about Wall Drug? Overrated, underrated?
Oh, overrated.
That is way
Yeah.
overrated.
Okay. Yeah, we got a couple here for you.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
prepared. Let me
What about the Badlands?
They're probably underrated.
Yeah,
but
I think underrated
yeah,
on the Badlands.
I think they're underrated.
They're pretty cool. They're
would
cool
say
to see if you've never seen them before. It's definitely something.
Yeah, it's worth a
you should
trip.
check out.
How about Mount Rushmore?
I think it's underrated too. Actually, when
Yeah.
you go, you get out there. It's kind of mind blowing how big it is. I don't know if you need to spend all day out there, but I do think everyone should see it at least once.
Crazy horse.
Heavy's took us there 6 times.
Well, if it's been
He
a while,
loves it.
if it's been a while, you'd be surprised though. It does kind of.
I think the Crazy Horse Monument is pretty
It's
awesome
6
too.
miles away, right?
yeah, it's
It's
a
farther than that, but it's
right
way
out there.
bigger too. It's
Yeah.
And they didn't finish it, though, did they?
It's
No,
not
they're
done.
still going on
It's
it. Yeah.
been going for 30
but it's
years.
enormous.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah. That's one thing I know a lot about, history and geography and shit. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Finn, you don't know.
That's about it. I don't know. I'm not good at math, science, none of that. But I like historic shit like
Yeah.
this.
No,
I want to go to Deadwood. I've never been to Deadwood.
Deadwood
Ooh,
is
you'd-
good. You
you'd
gotta
like
go to Deadwood.
Yeah,
Deadwood's a lot of fun. That we go out there
I was just there about 2 weeks ago.
if you're going to get away or maybe do a little partying or just a little vacation thing, a lot of people head out to
Gamble,
Deadwood. Yeah,
yeah.
gambling.
Oh. Okay, overrated or underrated? Sturgis.
The rally.
Yes.
So I'm I've got a Harley and I've been out to Sturgis a number of years, but I haven't gone any more recently. And
Assless chaps.
well, all chaps are assless, is what people will say about that. But
God, this guy is smart.
yeah,
Must be a banker.
I guess it's probably. I don't know. As someone that's been to a lot of, I'd probably say it's a little
Overrated, right?
overrated.
Sounds
yeah.
overrated.
Yeah, it's probably overrated, but it's still, that's another thing that I think, especially if you're into motorcycles and stuff, it's something you got to see once just to see the insane amount of people around on bikes that weekend. It's just crazy. Everywhere you go is just bikes as far as you can see.
All right, I got one. Strip clubs, overrated, underrated.
Strip clubs strip clubs in South Dakota, or strip clubs in
Yeah.
general.
We'll go. You know what? We'll go in general. Strip clubs.
I feel like this
We're drilling you guys.
Yeah,
today, too.
this is a hard one. I kind of feel like this maybe depends on how old you are too.
Right.
Yeah.
When you're 21, I think they're as good as it gets.
It's so
Yeah.
cool. It's
Yeah, it's fun.
it's so
When
much
you're
fun.
21, they're definitely underrated.
Right, right.
It's like, give me all the money. Let's go. But,
Anymore, I'm kind of like, well, and some of them, bad ones, they are, and if you're a little too sober, they can be pretty depressing in a way too,
Oh, God,
so.
yeah.
That's why I love them. The depressing ones are the best.
Yeah, it can be a really fine line between a good time
Yeah.
and a place you don't want to be.
But what about South Dakota strip clubs? I mean, they got to be terrible, right?
Oh, they got to be the worst.
If I'm guessing, because I remember my dad went to one in Wyoming, in Casper, Wyoming.
Yeah.
When I was like 17, I was in the hotel, and he comes back and he goes, "That was the worst strip club, the worst looking women I've ever seen in my life. And they didn't take their clothes off. Let's get out of here."
Just
son."
in case any of the local talent are listeners, we don't want to say too much bad about them, but
Well, do they even naked there? What's the deal?
They
Is it
don't
full
go.
nude?
They don't go. They don't
They
go
go
full nude.
pasties, isn't
Yeah,
it?
they just go down
I
to
knew it.
pasties. Is all. Yeah.
No, that's how it was 20 years ago in Wyoming.
and
I'm saying.
Grow up, guys.
I'd say
22.
the exception to when they're better though is like when it's opening hunting season and stuff. Places will bring in
Bring in the
Contractors.
talent.
Yeah,
They'll fly
yeah,
in the
yeah.
talent. Yeah.
yeah.
Make the call. Call the hall.
Yep.
Women on the circuit.
Yeah, get the
Yep.
stripper hall.
Load up the plane.
Riders.
Yep.
Yep.
It's what they do.
I mean, do they have strip clubs in Aberdeen?
There is. There used to be two.
There used to be two when I was growing up. Now there's just one.
My God,
It's the
I know where
world
we're
the
going.
world famous silver dollar. The world
I
famous
tell you right
silver
now,
dollar.
we're gonna cruise in there. I'm gonna bench with you guys.
Yep.
Then we're going right to the strip
It's
joint.
like
the
2
world
blocks-
famous
it's-
silver
it's
dollar.
2
Yeah,
blocks
it's
from the
it's
gym.
just it's walking distance from the gym actually.
Oh, geez, that's perfect. I'll park my trailer there.
It's
I'll
actually-
have one of your wives watch my kids, and we'll go to the strip joint.
It's on our historic Main Street. It's right
Yeah.
on Main Street, so it works out good.
Oh, that's good.
I'm beginning to like this place even more. That might be our first stop.
Before the gym.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we'll go in there, get loaded, then we'll go bench.
I think on Tuesday night there's a taco bar, and it's
Well, we'll be there Tuesday then for sure. We love tacos.
All right. Last one. Overrated, underrated steak bites.
Chislick, very underrated.
Yeah.
As good as an appetizer as they come.
Yeah, it should be on. It should be on the appetizer menu everywhere.
Yep. Like,
Overrated, underrated, North Dakota.
Overrated.
yeah, I think overrated. Sarong Dakota is the main problem.
Exactly.
Bingo.
So you think South Dakota's the better Dakota?
It is.
I think that's just a fact. I think even
Like weather-wise, or just like in general?
Why? Weather-wise, it's a little further south, right? South Dakota.
I think.
Yeah,
by,
they're straight.
I think by pretty much all standards, it's better.
yeah. I mean, North Dakota people will always say North Dakota's better than South Dakota, and you know how it goes.
North Dakota's Canada, right?
It
It basically is.
Yeah.
It's close enough.
That's Saskatchewan.
Yeah. Saskatoon,
Saskatoon.
Saskatchewan.
Well, I got to take a leak, guys. We got to get the hell out.
Oh, that's good.
Finn can't hold his piss. He's a fucking
And I broke my garage door off.
pregnant woman.
I would have just left, but my garage door, the door handle I ripped off yesterday trying to get out of here. So now we got to open the big garage door.
Alpha.
That's a whole other mess now with this kid and everything else.
Well, this will be a good co-episode. So this will be out on the Let's Get Stupid podcast, and this will be out on the Massenomics podcast, so you can listen to it both places.
Yeah, so if you want to listen to the good version, listen to Let's Get Stupid.
Right.
You know, we got great stories before this podcast.
Yeah.
So like,
And
it's
if
a lot-
you want to
like,
hear
it's a
how
lot
it really
more
went,
involved.
you'll have to listen to ours for the after commentary.
Oh, yeah. The advertisers are going to make fun of us the whole time.
The stuff we only talk about once you guys hang up.
Shit, I forgot to listen to the end of it. Every time I'm just like, well, I'm done. So I have to make sure I listen to the end of this
Well,
one.
don't hear my voice. I'm
Yeah.
uninterested.
Couldn't
Oh,
care
it's, not
less
it's not
now.
about Finn. I'm done.
This is bullshit. And is Karen coming out next weekend, you guys said?
Coming.
Well,
Not even breathing hard.
hardly knew her. No, she sounded like we're sending over some blank tees and some of the screens, and she's going to start pulling some tees for us, pulling some screens.
Yeah.
She's trying to buy this, what do you call that? Some machine that's like,
The Karen 3000.
I mean, it costs more than all my vehicles combined, yeah. It costs more than like my first house. And it does like, I don't know, 100 shirts every 30 minutes or something.
Okay, don't spoil her.
I'm like, I mean, we don't need that.
What are you
but
trying to spoil her?
Yeah.
That's what she wants because then she doesn't have to drag any ink. Like, I remember she got on there, you guys drag ink? You guys drag ink, right? You're almost hurting.
Got
I'm like, you guys don't drag ink. I just need somebody to talk to that has my business. How are your elbows, guys?
We should have just told her yes so she'd feel better.
Like, yeah, my elbow's killing me. I know what you're talking. I wear a brace. I wear a cock ring.
We get it.
Doesn't
we
Pioneer
get it.
sell those?
I got one, and I lost it on my wedding.
Yeah, he lost it. I don't know where it's at, but
Well, I got a good place I'd check
I've got
first.
it on. What'd he say?
I know
You got
where I
steak
would
place?
check first if you had a cock ring and you lost it.
Where?
Yeah, what's that supposed to be?
Well, in your wife's hoo-hoo.
Oh, man. He's talking about your wife on the podcast. Actually, they talk about both our
I'm
wives
trying to
now.
plow my driveway.
All right, load up the truck, Tommy. We're headed to North Dakota.
Yep, load up the Jeep.
South Dakota.
Yeah.
Jeep with no plow. We're coming your way.
Yep.
Plow the road for us, please.
I got you.
So we can
Sounds
kick
like
your
trouble.
ass.
Here we go.
All right, good stuff, guys.
Well, I got 2 words for you, pal. Okay.
Shut up, Karen.
All right, see you
Later.
guys.
Later.
Cool beans.
So there's 2 of them. Does that mean they get an
I
extra
think yeah,
extra helping?
2 cool beans for
Yeah.
each 4 total
Yeah,
beans.
we want to
All
spread the
cool.
wealth there.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
You know what all that talking reminded me of, Tommy?
I'm guessing some type of
Yeah,
advertisement.
Texas Power Bars. We were talking about Ernie Franz being a pioneer of powerlifting. How about this guy, Buddy Caps? He first started lifting weights in the late 60s and began powerlifting in the mid 70s.
That's pioneering
He
already.
said, shove it, Ernie Franz. Let Daddy Caps take over. At that time, he was working for Image Barbell Building Gym Equipment. Around 1976, a local machine shop started making Olympic bars for them and calling it the Image Bar. In 1977, Image Barbell became Champion Barbell. It was then that Buddy started looking at the bars with an intent for changing them for the better. In 1979, Buddy bought his first lathe to begin addressing the known issues. In 1980, his passion, drive, and purpose now had a greater mission. Buddy set out on his own to make what he believed was the greatest bar he'd ever seen and trained with, and the Texas Power Bar was born. What was it? It was strong as a house with the best knurling, and it was maintenance-free. Hundreds of state, national, international, and Chicago powerlifting records have been and continue to be set and broken on the legendary Texas Power Bar. Check them out at texaspowerbars.com. Just came out with the Monster Squat Bar. 66
That thing
pounds
is
of
a monster.
monstrous bar.
Thing is a monster.
Yeah.
It
And
does make other bars look like toys.
should we say goodbye to these?
Yeah,
so
we're
I
actually
got a little something to.
we're gonna say goodbye to the Discord because we got some top secret stuff to talk about.
They can't know about early, so
They cannot know. So bye, Discord. Oh, they're gone.
suckers.
Losers.
Now we got to come up with something top secret to
Woo.
talk about.
Tanner, I just realized we haven't had the can yet.
I'm thirsty.
It's not a what's in the can, but I'm very thirsty.
Okay.
So we're just gonna get right into
I
it.
could have used it for my little cough. I always seem to develop
know.
right as soon as we start.
You get that little
podcasting.
tickle in
Yeah.
there.
And then it just,
Now I know why on the talk shows they always have those coffee mugs full of water. You know,
you do. Yeah,
you just don't want to be caught off guard.
that's good.
What do you
It's a
think? It
Polar?
is? Cranberry, lime,
I would have guessed cherry.
cherry
Polar.
of some sort.
Yeah.
The red is kind of confusing.
That's was when I saw the red. I couldn't help but think cherry. I would have said cherry polar.
Yeah, it's hard not to go there.
It's darn
refreshing,
good.
though.
Not as good as the uglies, but pretty good. You get spoiled on the uglies.
You do. Start hitting them uglies. Everything else is just different.
That's what she said.
Okay, top secret. Well, not top secret. By the time you're hearing this, it's now old news almost. But
Well, it's old hat.
the new Massenomics billboard is up,
It
and
is.
it's a beaut.
It's Billboard 3.0. Mm-hmm. And how do you explain the billboard, Tommy? For those of you that haven't seen it yet, you probably, if you're listening to this podcast, you've seen
Should I
it by
paint a little word picture here?
now. I think so.
So what we did, there's levels to this. There is levels to this now. Whereas before there was kind of a level or two, there's levels to this.
Plural.
one.
S
So
at the end.
what we did, we bought a billboard. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the same spot we always wanted. Apparently, someone bought a billboard for like 2 years out, which seems a little crazy. I'd say maybe even a little reckless with
Yeah.
money.
Coincidentally, it looks like was the Let's Get Stupid podcast. It's bastards.
So we couldn't get a regular spot, so we had to get the other side of the billboard. So you could
Yeah.
say we flipped the billboard game
Yeah.
180 degrees, right?
Literally.
So we're on the other side of our regular spot, but still a good spot. So this billboard, what we did is we made a billboard for a fake automotive dealer, for a fake car dealer. So we made a billboard for a fake car dealer called DAC Auto. And what we did is we graffitied this fake billboard with Massenomics stuff. So I don't even have the art. I thought I had the art on my phone. I don't even have it on my phone.
I've got
It basically says South Dakota's #1 car dealer, right? Is that what we actually said now? I haven't
South
looked at this
Dakota's
lately.
#1 car dealer.
Yep. So yeah, big words. South Dakota's #1 car dealer. What we did is the #1 we crossed out and have a 5 scribbled in, and where it says car dealer, it's crossed out multiple times and says podcast. So when you look at it, If you read the graffitied letters, it says South Dakota's #5 podcast. And then on the bottom of the billboard where it says shop now at dacauto.com, it now says shop now at Massenomics.com. The DAC Auto is scribbled out, replaced with Massenomics. Then there's a big salesman on the side of the billboard. And
the guy is very much a like a stock image.
Very much
guy.
a stock image guy.
You'll actually recognize the guy.
Gets used in memes all over online. We got him big on this billboard, and we drew some glasses on him. We drew the squiggly mustache. We drew a Massenomics logo on his shirt. We wrote "Lift Hard, Live Easy," and we also drew in a little speech bubble that says "Cool beans."
Cool beans.
That says. And that's the billboard. So what we basically did for this billboard is we made a fake auto business, put the billboard up, put fake graffiti on it, with the hope that, I don't know, maybe someone will see this and be like, wow, someone put graffiti on that billboard? The who is Massenomics even?
Billboard.
Yeah, someone needs to report this billboard. It's been vandalized. We'll get pictures with it. Actually, by the time this is up, we already have a picture with it. It should be on Instagram. And I don't know. We think it's pretty funny.
I think it's funny. And we also we don't want to just repeatedly do the same thing.
Yeah, like we put funny quotes on it, and we'll definitely put funny quotes on a billboard again. But this is something a little different. It is always just kind of fun to let these billboards be some dumb, subversive marketing thing that kind of doesn't make sense. And people have to be like, wait, someone paid money to put that up? Because I got to be missing something here because that doesn't make sense.
To me, it's almost like you have to step the game up of it making less and less sense all the time. Like
you do.
Like, especially on this track we're on, it has to continue to make less sense almost.
Just get more
or
and
be
more,
wilder. And so
be more into La La Land every time.
And, you know, so this was when we hit our 400th podcast review is kind of when we celebrated this. It also coincided with our 300th episode. But
the idea we had to scrap. There was an idea. We really wanted to do the recreation of 300.
Yeah, right.
The 300 movie poster with us, which we can do a meme. You can post a meme on Instagram of our heads crudely photoshopped on like the 300 movie poster, and that's fine. But I'm sure Warner Brothers or whoever the hell owns the rights to 300 would not appreciate us putting up a giant billboard of the 300 art. So
Gerard Butler would
Gerard Butler would be coming after us. So unfortunately we couldn't do that one, but that would have been really, really fun to do a 300 themed billboard.
We do have a couple other good ideas in our pocket that the timing didn't quite work out right up to. So when we hit that 500 podcast reviews, which I think we've already got like 407-ish.
Okay.
So we're already...
I thought you were going to say 470 for a second.
No,
I was
if that's the case, we better like order the next billboard because... no, I think there's maybe like 410 or a little less than that. So
yeah, we're not at a lack of ideas. It was more of, okay, on the time crunch we're on and with the resources we currently have, what can we make happen quick? And this was the idea that we thought was really funny that we could definitely do. But there are some other really good ideas.
We do have a couple of good ideas. And if you want to see those good ideas next, the billboards do hinge on the podcast, the Apple podcast reviews.
Mm-hmm. That's the way Steve Jobs intended it.
Get us on the road to 500. And here, let me read a couple reviews that people have left as a good example, as maybe some inspiration for you. This first one is titled 5-Star Review from Mason Lake, 1731. He says, very nice. Mustache man emoji. Next is from Samuel N04, Second Review Club. I'm setting out to leave the most reviews left by a single person on the Massenomics podcast. If I had my druthers, I'd say that's pretty cool beans.
Very cool beans.
I think that's a good title to have. Who can leave the most reviews? Because you can only leave one per device or account. So you gotta
get on other people's.
You gotta
phones.
start borrowing. That's what we need more people to do. Help us get that push to 500 going.
Yep.
Start getting other people's phones.
If you're an Apple family, it's really easy. You take your kids' phones, your parents' phones, your significant others' phones.
We don't need to rely on new people listening to the show. We just need the same
pad
people
these numbers.
to keep
we can
leaving
inflate
more
these
reviews.
Numbers heavily.
Yeah,
that's what Amazon basically does on their reviews. So we'll do the same thing.
Dirtbags.
And look how Jeff Bezos ended up.
Exactly. Next one's from Hannah, Wife of the Year, titled "A Wife's Duty." My husband ignores me to listen to the show weekly. He also developed a raging sparkling water habit due to these guys. He said that if my rating gets featured, we can sell all of our world assets to buy a pair of overpriced shorts.
All right.
Love from Western Northeast Southern Illinois.
Sounds lovely.
Must be nice there this time of year. That's a good review, though.
I'll be looking for that pair of lift shorts to cross the website.
Exactly. The podcast that refuses to quit. Project Artichoke 173 is who this is from. I accidentally bumped into this podcast by first discovering their apparel. After tearing my tricep at a meet and having it wrapped by Jonathan Oldham, I inquired about his PBR powerlifting shirt. I then went to their website, ordered the deadlifter shirt, which I believe is causing my tricep to heal faster every time I wear it. Now I'm diving heavy into the super chill, lift hard, live easy style of podcasting for my ears and training. Loving it. Ba 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 ba.
Ba da ba ba.
He's loving it. That should be a little slogan we do. Isn't that catchy? That just came to my mind.
I think we have something there.
Yeah.
I think we have something in the jingle business.
Have you seen this meme format before? I found this and I'm like,
I like that image though.
yeah, that's a fun image, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not great for the podcast audience because they can't see, but I just saw that. I screenshotted that. I had it on my phone. I was thinking of what to
Isn't
make.
it funny
with.
how you can just look at pictures and be like, this picture has potential?
Yes, exactly. If you look at this, it's like, yeah, that.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if it was popular or not, but if neither of us had seen it before,
that.
it must not be. But doesn't that have just almost like endless?
Very memeability.
Yeah.
Good dig.
Because I found this one when I was making this one. I was trying to find that template because I saw that somewhere else.
I like that too.
Yeah,
That's good.
So to see more memes like you're really not hearing about right now, follow Massenomics.
If you want to do more than
Instagram.
just hear Tommy react to memes, which we could do a whole episode of that. Just Tanner. Oh, okay, Tommy, this one now.
and then
Okay.
you pull up
Yeah.
Middle Class Fantasy and be like, Tanner, you got to check this one out. And I'll be like, ha, yes, that's like me.
Hit me again.
Ha, that's what my life is like. I relate to that.
Yeah, you did say silly goose.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm also middle class.
Yep. Yep. He did say it's not the heat, it's the humidity.
Ha, there is someone at my office that talks like that every day.
Oh yeah, I did hear it's not the cold, it's the wind.
I also go to work.
I have a job.
Like, is this? Don't at me next time. Jeez, guys.
God, dude, are these guys following me?
Okay. So yeah, our billboard. It's up for, we don't know how many weeks exactly, but
Probably a month or two.
yeah.
So now's
don't
a great
wait to
time
make that trip.
Yeah, now's a great time to plan a trip to Aberdeen. Flights. We do have a Delta terminal here. You can fly right in after. You'll get to stop in Minneapolis, and then once you're done in Minneapolis, you hop on the plane there, and it'll scoot you right over to Aberdeen. About a 30-minute flight. You'll touch down, and the billboard is within 5 minutes of the airport. So you can turn around, get right back on the return flight, and leave if you want.
How about this? Free T-shirt to any non-South Dakota residents that post a picture of them at the billboard on the Instagram.
I think that's
free
totally
T-shirt.
fair. We'll even throw them free stickers.
Yep, and free shipping.
Free
if you don't want to
shipping.
just take it while you're here. As long as you made it this far, you might want to pick it up.
Yeah, you post a picture in front of that billboard.
And free day pass at the gym.
Yeah.
But you have to be an out-of-state resident.
That's
to qualify
roughly a $2,000 value. We could
the
probably
day
get a
pass
tax
rates have
break
been
on
just-
that, actually.
Yeah, that's true.
All this charity we're giving away here.
Some say you can't almost afford not to do it if you sit down and put pencil to paper.
Mm-hmm.
But with these billboards and everything, I think it's important to highlight our overarching strategy here. We're going to take all the ships, rise them up, burn them to the ground.
Burn them to the ground. And then
Once they're up, burn them.
once they're burnt, we're going to build an inverted pyramid
to funnel everything back through
funnel it back through.
into more billboards.
And then a few more ships to build and then burn again to make a statement. It's just like a big...
Reasoning why? We're secret shipbuilders.
It's just like this
The market
big-
for more ships getting burned and built is where we profit.
It is.
We've been
played both
shipbuilders
sides
this whole
of it.
time.
Yeah, we play both sides of it, so
Yeah.
we can't lose. It really is just this endless cycle of building and burning and building and burning.
We build the ships. Haha, that's the part you last expected.
We also burn the ships, but we build those things
Yes,
too.
we also run the local fire department, so we make money from all sides.
Yeah, on both sides.
I posted the 2 space or 1 space after a period on.
Oh, yeah.
And like it was definitely overwhelming. People said one space, or it was like, I don't know, like a third, 2/3, or like 70-30, something like that, in favor of one space. But it was surprising all the comments that people had on it, and like all the people that a lot of people, like someone was like, this is a good example. Someone said, yeah, I'm in my MBA and our professors demand that you do 2 spaces because that's the professional standard. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And like, just like the people that said they're like in school now.
Are they also on a typewriter for their MBA?
Yeah, I assume not. But there was a few people that said whatever they're in, they have to do double space.
Jeez.
Someone made the comment.
What are they in? They're in the 1950s is what they're in.
Someone said, I do single space unless it's a paper that's of a certain length requirement. And then I use double space.
That's when you should do it. That is the time to do it.
Oh, that's all like you could go in and change the font size by decimal places and like just change the spacing just by little. You know, you bring in the margins so it's almost an indiscernible amount.
Characters are the widest.
Yeah.
Yep. It has a taller line height. So yeah, the line's a little bit. Yeah. Just little tricks.
Little tricks to hit that 5-page requirement.
Everyone just wants a little more length, don't they?
Join the club.
Am I right? Is it funny now? Like, do you think of so what do we call that? A double space paper? That's what you always have to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's way too much space.
Oh, way too much space. But also...
But that's what we had to do all of ours
on.
Yeah,
but like a 5-page double space paper, I remember thinking that seemed like a lot of writing.
Right.
I feel like I've written emails that are longer than that now, you know? Like that's not that much writing in the scheme of things. It's a pretty minimal amount, honestly.
But when you're in the setting of something you don't want to do,
where
it's like, oh man, just But I'm like, what do you
grammar and words matter here? So like that,
I get the purpose of a lot of stuff in school isn't so much about the specific thing, as more like proving you can just do some stuff.
It is, yeah.
So I get that, but in the terms of actually like writing creatively, like because we do a lot of things where we have to write somewhat creatively, at least in short bits, we might not be writing essays, but we do like small bits of creative.
Massenomics?
Yeah, Massenomics even does.
I would say I didn't know if you were talking about people at your workplace. And I was like, really? What type of creative writing?
I do a lot of writing, but not creative. Actually,
I would love to know what type of creative writing
at work. My goal always is concise, because some people are the exact opposite, and my thing is always
the goal.
And like, I'll often write something and reread it and think, how can I take sentences out of this or shorten up sentences?
Do you, after you write an email, do you reread it usually a couple times?
Always reread it a couple times, and then after you send it, no matter how many times I reread it before I sent it, always have to reread it immediately after I sent it. Okay, unless it's just little. Like I send a lot of meaningless emails all day long.
I don't do the reread one. The only one I'll do a reread.
You don't read it after you send it, though?
No, the only time I'll ever go back after I send it is, what email address did I send that to? That's the only time I ever go back. But I am also myself notorious for rereading an email 30 times before I send it. Like ones that are of importance.
And like length.
Like ones that have like, all right, this there's a proposal in here, like there's thousands of dollars on the line. Like I don't want to sound like an idiot in any spot to give people a reason to be like, this guy can't even make complete sentences, so we don't need to give him money. So that's where I tend to reread things too many times. But also sometimes on the smaller ones, I catch myself reading them a few too many times too. Just depends.
It's probably better than the people that don't do that, though, at all.
Well, because what I do is, I get a lot of information from people, and a lot of it is very unclear. You could say to an extent that it's part of my job is to take bad information and make it clear and presentable so it makes sense to people. But I just hate being that guy where someone could read it, and because that's what you do. You read it, and like, I can see how people could take this 2 different ways. All right, delete that out, write it again, and you can't. Like, you almost can't be clear enough with things.
No, true. Did we hear from the Strength Co. this week?
No, I have an ad here still.
Okay.
Woo. Saving them for the last slot.
Best for last, maybe.
Best for last.
Unless you're any of our other sponsors, we also think you're the best.
Then best for first, second, third, and
whatever
fourth.
spot you're in.
Grant Brogy was born in the late 80s, nearly 2 decades after Daddy Caps began lifting. In the late 90s, Grant's brother Jordan bought him the new Encyclopedia of Modern Bodybuilding by Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Grant's love for weightlifting began. In 2001, Grant joined the local YMCA and began training with weights. In 2009, Grant joined the He didn't join the book, but he did discover the book, Starting Strength. And in 2012, as a lieutenant in the Marine Corps, he began teaching Marines this method. In 2017, Grant opened his first gym in Costa Mesa, California, and the Strength Co. was born. In 2020, during a major iron shortage, Grant sought to bring back quality manufacturing of Olympic barbell plates to America. His innovation, adaptation, and can-do attitude brought about the greatest plates made in decades. The plates were accurate, anti-fragile, and instantly became the go-to plates of hundreds of lifters at Massenomics Gym. Check out the Strength Co. plates online at thestrengthco.com.
I was going to say, if you're thinking about becoming a supporting member and joining the Discord crew, if you're on the fence about it at all, this is a real review from someone. This was unsolicited for. They just messaged this on their own. He said, been on the Discord for a week now. Wish I joined that bitch months ago. It's great. I thought it would be over-consuming, and my wife already yells at me for being on my phone too much, but it's just the perfect few minutes here, there, a day. It just feels right. So that could be you. You could be living that life right now.
And trust me, if you're worried that, but I want it to be all-consuming, it can also
It
be
can
that
also be
too.
that, yeah. It kind of is or isn't what you decide it to be, right?
Uh-huh. Absolutely.
So hop on, become a supporting member, join up, and then buy all of our stuff that we've got.
Buy all of it.
All of it.
Actually, what look at the calendar here, Tanner. I feel like the month's really slipping away from me all of a
It
sudden.
really is, because we kind of
Wow, okay. Month of this. Yeah, we got something coming out this week, don't we?
we do.
The week of this episode being released, I should say.
Thursday the 20th is our plan. 20th of January, something real cool we have coming out. I don't think we can spoil it yet. We're not going to spoil it of what it is. We have a collaboration though coming out.
Secret collaboration. Top secret, never before seen, never before done collaboration.
And there is some cool stuff in here.
I think this is going to be a win-win for everyone involved.
Yeah. We probably can't say who we're collaborating
No,
with,
not yet.
but
I think it's too early.
Yeah, it's a
company.
It's a company, and
They make stuff.
yeah, they make stuff.
They even sell some of the stuff
Things.
they make.
So it's going to be really cool. Be on the lookout for that Thursday. That's our plan, unless that changes between now and then. We got other one or two other things maybe to go along with that collaboration. So
And also, Drink Spotter should be getting pretty close.
maybe not the week that this comes out, but we're hoping like the week after that. or something.
We're
Yeah.
hoping within the next 2 weeks.
Be before the end of January. So if you've been on the
the
wait
Drink
list for
Spotter
Drink
factory
Spotter,
is just, they have 300 men working day and night.
and they're all swinging hammers like
Yep. There's like 9 guys holding a piece of metal and one guy's
like,
swinging on top.
all
of it.
this 12 gauge stainless steel made in America is
Is
really
this
tight.
made in America?
Yeah.
It's really
Like,
stiff.
They're just trying to get it all right to exactly to 12 gauge.
Yep,
Like,
they said-
get the gauge out.
they said,
Yep, 12 of
we
them.
demand perfection. Get out that ruler and triangle and measure this damn thing.
Get the compass and protractors. Which is which? Nobody knows.
I don't know either. Just measure it.
Nobody can remember which is the compass and which is the protractor. They go hand in hand, but nobody uses either.
Just get them both. We don't have time to argue about it.
Don't you remember at school? Didn't you always be like, and make sure you have a compass and a protractor? Wasn't that a thing? Like in your
I think it was actually. now
kit
that you
of stuff,
say
you
it.
always had a. Have you ever like you're even in graphic design as like maybe something where you would possibly have use for a compass and protractor?
Well, but it's all on the computer. Any
Right.
angle you want to put, like the computer does it for you. Like
Right.
it's not. Just the computer does all of it. It doesn't really matter anymore.
But you remember?
Yeah, I do. Barely, but I do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not a thing anymore.
And the
Right?
compass is the one that you spin with the pencil on the end.
That's what I thought.
And
right?
the protractor is the semicircle with
like the half circle with kind
yeah.
of like the ruler and some other
Yeah.
lines built into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't use those.
Did you ever take a drafting class?
No, that was the
I took a
closest.
drafting class in high school. It was a lot of
Did ya?
fun, actually.
The closest we ever got to that was in our very first wood shop class. We'd kind of
Okay.
spend a little time, like them showing you how you draw plans. And this is what you do.
So ours was like half a year of mechanical drafting and then like half a year of wood shop or something
Oh,
like that.
okay.
Mechanical drafting was really cool.
Yeah.
Like
I can
I was
see.
not particularly good at it, but I do think that was fun.
Yeah, I can totally see that.
Yeah, a lot of precision involved in all that stuff. But hey,
when you have a protractor and a compass, anything's possible.
The world is your playground when you have both of those in your little
quiver of
pencil,
tools.
your little pencil case.
Yeah. Full of shavings and erasers.
Yeah.
Like
someone was talking about trapper keepers a while ago. I don't think we talked about it on the podcast, but did you ever have a trapper keeper?
I was not a trapper keeper
Really?
guy.
You really missed out on the trapper keeper.
When I was
really good accessory.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people had them. Most people that I knew that had them just had them filled with just shit. Like they were so unorganized. You know, it wasn't so much a trapper keeper.
Things falling out, like they drop it every day somehow.
Yeah, it wasn't so much like, hey, this is a great thing to have, as much as like, oh, this is almost just like another backpack that I can carry with me, just full of stuff.
Did you have like mandatory student planners and like?
We did, and I was actually really, really bad about student planners. I was like, nope, I got this all in my head, and I was pretty good about that. Like I was a pretty good student and didn't really have to worry about the homework thing too much. But now I'm the complete opposite as far as the planner thing goes. Well, we both kind of are. We have 10 billion things written down for everything.
That's true.
Okay.
That's why you have the compass, so you can go full circle.
Full circle, yeah. That's why I have 2 protractors on me. So I can always just draw a full circle. No worries there.
What is it? Do you use those in geometry?
Right, yeah, it's got to be geometry.
But I mean, I remember, like, I don't remember using those.
I don't
like,
either, though. No, I don't remember using them.
Like,
but geometry makes sense since it's all shapes.
Right. So. I mean, I guess it's arcs and I suppose.
I don't know if you would ever do anything in like any other. I don't know. I don't think you do any of that in like calculus type stuff, would you? I don't.
I
remember
took
math
pre-calculus, and I don't ever remember using a protractor or compass for anything.
Yeah,
we use a lot of like TI the graphing calculators. Like, and I took physics, and we used the shit out of graphing calculators and stuff, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
we've talked about the graphing calculators, though, right?
I don't know if we really ever have.
Those have to not be used anymore, or are they still using that same exact thing?
That's what, like, the fact
that's
that
such an outdated thing.
And the fact that those things were $100 then, I'm sure they're probably
that's
still
appalling.
$100. Like, yeah, the fact that there can't, like, the damn chip in those things can't be more, like, the materials in that thing can't be more than about $2.
Right.
You know?
Why were they so expensive?
I don't know. Probably
just
because
robbing kids and their parents.
I think probably because they had like the entire, like they had the monopoly on the market.
Right.
Like they were the only ones.
They had the kids by the balls.
They did, and you had to have those damn things.
I know. Like that. Like imagine all the parents that like probably didn't have the money for it, and they're like, "No, we have to have this."
Yeah. God, why? Well, because my son needs a thing to put games on to play during class.
Because just the regular one that he was writing on boobs upside down became on fun.
It wasn't fun enough. That is funny to think about too. That like that was as crude as those things were. That it was still worth it to put games on them and try and play, and that was still more fun.
Yeah, I remember like a knockoff Mario game that on one of them. How did you get the games on there? I don't even remember that. Somehow,
God, would you connect it to your computer, or did those things have some type of memory card? I don't remember now.
Yeah,
I really don't. But you would do so, you had to connect it somehow to a computer.
You remember the clear version that you could see the insides of the calculator?
Oh yeah, that's right. I feel like when I was like a junior is when they started to come out with kind of like this white and gray one.
Okay.
Maybe it was a little before that, but
yeah,
the old ones were kind of like black and very rectangular.
Yeah.
They came out with ones that were kind of like a whitish gray plastic and had some curved sides.
And sleeker.
I think the buttons and the screen were all the exact same. It was just the case on the outside was slightly different.
Through college, we always used a financial calculator, and I still use those. I have several of those.
Like an adding machine.
Well, I do have an adding machine.
Was it required for everyone to come to class with their own adding machine with the paper on it, just type it away?
See, adding machine is, I didn't use that in school. That was a post-school thing that I got on the adding machine.
Would you say that was a post-school hack?
That was. Machine? And like, I didn't know how to 10 key prior to my work.
Yeah, I don't.
And, it's just 10 keying on the adding machine is so much faster than like using a calculator.
You're saying with those nice big mechanical buttons.
Oh, yeah. It is like, I mean, I could go through a spread.
just eat it alive.
And it's funny, you don't even have to look. You know, if you made a mistake, you can almost just like, it's just like typing.
It is, yeah.
You know, it's just like typing actually. But
except for like when that Z comes up and you're like, I don't hit that one too often. Where
you're like, yeah, what is it? Z, what's bottom right pinky?
Well, kind of like a bracket or a period of some kind.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the ones you don't like.
Right.
But also it's funny because I have to look at a keyboard here because I can't in my head actually envision what those.
I have to almost like pick a word in my head,
Yeah.
and then I know like
'Cause
where my fingers
now all
would
of a sudden,
go.
if you're like, all right, just without looking, put your hands on a keyboard and type a period, I'd be like, I don't know if I can.
Like I need to actually put my hands.
I
on
just
the
need,
keyboard.
and I just
Yeah.
need to actually write a sentence, and then the
Right,
period,
and
the
then you
period
just hit it.
naturally
Yeah.
appears at the end
Yeah.
somehow.
Yep. It's all back to typing.
Back with one space.
Yeah, the compass. The protractor brings us all the way to
The double protractor.
and it's the billboard that flipped a 180, but now we're flipping a full 360. Yeah, so look out for our new stuff, but buy everything else that we've got for sale. Until then, like us on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube. Tell a friend about the podcast. We'd love to get more ears on this. If you're someone that's coming over from the Let's Get Stupid podcast and checking us out for the first time, we're glad to have you here, and hopefully you check out some of our back catalog. We probably got all kinds of guests in the past you'd love to listen to, and some great ones coming forward. So
And
check it all
I
out.
hope you have a fun night working your protractor and compass after you're inspired by our little talk here.
Listen, if someone's a fan of Huck Finn and Tom Kallas, I'm pretty sure they're going to be into protractors and compasses.
You're right. They probably bust those out before they listen to
I'm
them.
pretty sure they're going to be interested in that kind of talk.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. Tommy, where do they find you at?
You can find me at Tomahawk_D.
You can follow me at Tanner_Baird. Make sure to follow Massenomics at Massenomics.
See ya.